Hager. It was a good game of footy last night. I didn't have my expectations basically the way last night. It was a good game of footy.
They got a good run in that last quarter too. They got back, if they kicked one more goal.
Hellgas.
Down in was Brisbane, wasn't it?
Brisbane again.
Yes. I can't think who it was. It might have been Marcus, wasn't it? Was it the Iron or Churchill in the grand final? I think that was the year one with William Leach.
Here in 3 minutes. We'll stream it on City Park Radio. Join us at the start of all of the game here. Northern Bombers versus Clarence at 12:55. Turn it up here. Would that be better?
For you.
2 seconds, Rob. Just starting our commentary here in 2 minutes on City Park Radio. Just doing a bit of a sound check. See how the volume's going through the camera. So please join us in a couple minutes' time for the start of our coverage here of Clarence versus North Launceston.
Celtics up 3 games to 0 in the NBA playoffs. They're down by 45 points today. This one must be Dallas.
Talent's ready.
No worries.
Where are they?
This sports broadcast is brought to you by L-Gas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. L-Gas, call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome to UTAS Stadium in Launceston. Possibly the game of the year so far in the TSL 1v2, North Launceston versus Clarence, traditional rivals in Tasmanian footy, and what a cracking day we've got here. It's middle of June here in northern Tasmania. What a cracking game we're going to have. Rob Soward, my co-commentator this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave. Good afternoon, listeners. And I'm with you, Dave. I've been waiting for this game for a number of weeks. The undefeated Northern Bombers, the second place Clarence. It's all set for a terrific encounter at the best ground arguably in Tasmania for football. It's a ripping day here in Launceston. Conditions terrific. It should be a great game.
And, of course, the margin last time was 45 points. I don't think it'll be that big today, Rob. I think the two teams probably more evenly matched than last time, but it's going to come down to, I think, the midfield battles, and obviously, it goes without saying, you can kick the most goals, but both forward lines have got some power and ability to kick goals and big bags of goals, so it could be that battle in the midfield.
I think you've summed it up beautifully, Dave. For me also, I think it's about stopping, the other team's one wood, and we were talking off air beforehand, the way North Launceston generate that run off half back. If I was the Clarence coach, I'd be putting a bit of time into stopping the likes of the Oscar Van Dams, the Mitch Nicholases, who are back today, and others, because on this big ground, when they get running, it's a beautiful game to watch.
Dave Gruber is our stats man today. Good afternoon, Dave.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dave. Yeah, great to be back after a couple of weeks off, and what a game to come back to.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Got our two guys in the boundaries looking after each team today. We've got Chris Sayer with the microphone first up, and then we'll hear from Tony Webb. Good afternoon, Chris.
Yeah, it's a nice chilly day down here, as you'd expect. Even though the sun's out, a bit of cloud. The sun's behind a cloud now. It's about 11 degrees. It's not going to get much warmer than that. So, typical York Park, it'll get cold as the sun goes down. It's going to be a very fascinating game today, isn't it? So the wind is sort of blowing across the ground, if not favouring the northern end, but sort of blowing across the ground, and there is a bit of a wind, probably 3 or 4 goals. Tony, what do you reckon?
I think you're spot on there, Chris. I was speaking to Peter Ryan before the game, and he said scoring at the northern end, the northern end is going to be very tricky, especially from the pockets. The ground itself is in pristine condition, as you'd expect, despite the brutalities of the AFL game on it last week. There's no dew left on it. It's not slippery at all. I reckon it's going to be a top-notch game. There's a lot riding on this game, and I'm sure you guys will talk about that shortly. I have a funny feeling that Clarence might just actually get up.
Okay, there we go.
And by the way, Clarence won the toss, and they are kicking north.
Right, it's a good decision, I think, because we can see the windsock there, Rob, and it is sort of across the ground, but you'd have to say it is favouring. Unusually, we don't get a southerly very often here at UTAS Stadium, unusually favouring that Invermay Park end.
Yeah, it is, and as we know from previous experience and those listeners who watch a number of games here, the wind does swirl a bit here with the stands and the angles, as you say, Dave, but it's certainly pushing that northern end, and I think 3 or 4 goals, as the boys have estimated, is probably not too far off the money.
Absolutely. Of course, it is mitigated a little bit by the stands these days here at UTAS Stadium, but I think there's plenty of gaps that will see that wind be a factor this afternoon. Gee, I'm looking forward to the ruck battle, Rob. Once again, we were talking about that pre-game. Alex Lee and Noah Holmes, probably along with Andrew Phillips from Lauderdale, they're the 3 big ruckmen in the competition at the moment.
They are, and I know, again, we were talking off air about Noah Holmes' clearance work. I mean, not only that first hand on, but obviously when that ball drops to ground, at times getting his hands in there as well. So Alex Lee has been a warrior for North Launceston for a number of years now, so that will help set the framework up, and as you said, what the midfield does will play a big part in this game.
Yeah, the big number 40 there for Clarence. Been reinvented a little bit at school football at GYC and his early days at Clarence and also at Dosa. Very much a forward player, but he's really come on leaps and bounds since moving to the middle.
Yeah, and that's sometimes, again, we talk, don't we, how clubs improve. It's not necessarily about new recruits or whatever. It's about reinventing players that you've got and refining their craft. And clearly Clarence have done that in spades this year, and clearly at this stage the second best side in the comp. And as Tony said, they would like their chances here today. A
big in for the Roos is Josh Green. We know his experience at AFL level, and a very damaging player in that forward 50.
Yeah, he is. He's got that X factor about him. I mean, someone that's played at that level. The trick, and again, no knock on him because he's an enormous talent. The big ground does find some of these players out, and given that North play here every week, I'm probably going to stick with them today, but I certainly think Clarence will throw the kitchen sink at them.
So the midfield battle we talked about, and straight in the middle we've got Oscar Van Dam, Blade Sulzberger, Michael Stingle today playing in the long sleeves. And for the Roos, we've got the experience there of Keegan Ryan. So Tyson Hanslow is in career best form. Oscar Paprotny as well. So will be very interesting who gets first use of that ball out of the middle of UTAS Stadium. Mitch Nicholas back today, Rob. We know he's got a great run from half-back, back from a hamstring injury.
Yeah, and that's a big part of their game here on this big ground. As I said, they're a delight to watch streaming forward off half-back. Fletcher Bennett intercept marking, moving the ball forward. So all in readiness, Dave. But we've got Holmes and Lee, as we've talked about pre-game, doing battle. Nice bounce there. Probably a draw. Almost sat for Lee to take away. Bombers are going to get first use of it. Sulzberger got some hands on, knocked it off there in the Van Dam direction. Nice little pass. And straight away he's picked up Brandon Leary on the lead. Well, seconds in, Dave, and that's just the start they wanted. Clever play there from the Northern Bombers. And Brandon Leary will line up inside the first 30 seconds. First shot on goal. What a start this would be if he nails this one. Skipping approach like he normally does. He's going to hit that from about 35. Strikes it nicely. Strikes it really nicely. And that's offline. I got a bit excited there. I thought that was going to go through. But anyway.
That breeze, I think, Rob.
Yeah, I think
great in running.
It did, absolutely.
So from full back now, that's Keegan Wiley. Beautiful kick to the centre to Noah Holmes. Puts the arms up and takes a big mark. Off to Paprotny, he's under pressure. Gone from behind. Great tackle. Oscar Van Dam. Play him advantage. Maybe it wasn't. Nice intercept by Cleary. He knocks his opponent Simpson off the ball. Gathering his Cleary. Coughs up now to Sulzberger. Aganis on the ball. Handball to Van Dam. Now sideways to Simpson. Good play under pressure there from North Launceston. Now it's Bennett. Handball to Avan. Undecisive. Now to Sting. He'll have to get rid of it straight away. Fumble. They come away with it now in the middle of Utah Stadium through Glover. Lovely kick. Finds the danger man Green just inside the 50. And they might have a slight breeze, Rob. I reckon Josh Green might have the leg to get it from here.
Yeah, he'd like his chances from here, Dave, I reckon, with that breeze behind him. So, being the old stager he is, I'm sure he'll wait till that breeze gusts before he strikes it.
They might regret taking that advantage, the Bombers there, because that tackle from Van Dam, they would have been back into attack. They turn the ball over. Josh Green from the 50, kicks it for a goal to open proceedings here at Utah Stadium. Long kick from Green with that breeze. He judged it perfectly. 1 goal straight, 6 Clarence. North Launceston 1 behind. And a great start for the Roos, Rob Soward.
Yeah, it was, and it's almost a 12-point play, isn't it? Leary misses up this end, as you quite rightly said, Dave. The advantage they took probably didn't favour them, and all of a sudden it goes the other way, and Clarence, through the agency of Josh Green, score a nice goal and get on the scoreboard first. So just the start they want with that breeze behind them.
Just quickly, Rob, a debut today. Darcy Noonan, number 66, and son of Danny Noonan, who played with Brisbane Bears, ex-Tasmanian player. So good luck to young Darcy today. Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport, back in the middle of Utah Stadium.
Well, it seems just like 2 minutes ago, and it is according to the clock. They're at it again. Holmes this time, first hand on, tried to take it out of the air. It's going to be okay for Clarence though, and it's picked up beautifully there by Paprotny. Drives the Roos into attack in the green direction, spills that one. Beautiful tackle around the ball there. Great pressure Bombers. You can certainly see the intensity around the contest, but that's going to be another inside 50 to them, and it's almost directly in front of goal, around about 45 metres out when the umpire throws it into the air. Ruckman do battle, quick kick away, no real advantage there. That's going to be okay though. Sulzberger takes a bounce, takes another bounce. Goes for Nail, who's going to go number 3, went back inside, probably needed to take the bounce, sold his teammate into a whole world of trouble. The umpire, I thought, might have paid holding the ball there, but he said no ball held to him, no opportunity, and it's going to be thrown up in the wing position, far side of the ground. Holmes, been a good start for him so far. Ball rolling towards the wing position. Looks like Van Dam ridden into the ground. Towed forward by the Bombers. Will that one stay in play? Clarence player sees his opponent out without the footy. Not sure why that wasn't a free kick, but that's all right anyway, says the umpire. Quick kick forward by Clarence. That's almost a mark taken there. They go back through the middle of the ground. Heads out in the direction of Wiley. Great pressure there from the Bombers. Ball in the centre circles again, and another great tackle affected by Declan Chugg. That's 2 in about 10 seconds. He holds the play up in the middle of the ground, Dave Moore.
Great tackling there, Declan Chugg. 1, 2 tackles. And Warsburn couldn't escape there, the clutches, young Declan Chugg. Here's Holmes again, on top of the league in clearances, and there's another one. Gets towards half forward. Glover couldn't take the mark. From the spillage, Avent tries to get it Van Dam. Contested ball on the right-way wing. And it's going to be a stoppage here, I think. Oscar Paprotny there before, Rob, number 18, getting the ball inside 50. He's second in the league for inside 50s.
Yeah.
So that's something to watch today for sure.
Absolutely, and something the Bombers have got to be mindful of.
Lee, lovely tap. Couldn't get it to advantage. He gets it back again. Handballs blindly. Only as far as Hanslow. Hanslow now to Keegan Ryan. Kick off the ground looking for Paprotny. There's that man again. Kicks it round the corner, but he was out of bounds before Leather met Leather. So it'll be a boundary throw in centre wing. City Park Radio 96.5 and 103.7. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. So a few patrons over there in the sunshine. Chilly day here. It wouldn't be too bad in the sun where I was over there last week for the Hawks versus the Giants. Here's Holmes again. Tackle by Sulzberger. Still gets that clearance. There it is. That clearance work from Holmes. Jack Preshaw tries to get it clear. Tackle laid on the Clarence player. So it'll be a ball up. Just outside 50, right half forward for the Roos. They lead by 5 points.
Certainly a hot footy to start with. You can see the pressure around the footy. Holmes, huge punch. Almost as good as a kick. Lands inside 50. What Clarence can set up here. Quick kick forward into a dangerous position for them. I think they were appealing for a free kick there, but I reckon you'd be unlucky. Boundary throw in that forward pocket. So they're taking advantage of that breeze at the moment, Clarence. That quick feed of the ball forward, giving their forwards every opportunity. But Bombers holding firm, almost approaching the 6-minute mark here in the first term. Boundary throw in. Bleedy, nice punch away there. Open space, hoping a teammate in Stinkle can run onto that. Clarence get first use. Stinkle tackles his opponent over the boundary line. That'll be a boundary throw in, probably 20 metres around from the last one. Bombers will be looking to hold firm here. They won't want to let Clarence add to their tally.
As we see on sometimes in these cold, windy days, Robs, I reckon a lot of stoppages today.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice throw in there from the umpire. Dangerous position there. Clarence has got the numbers around the fall. Quick hand pass back in the direction there of Hanslow. Throws it on the boots. I think he's missed a lot. He has. Didn't have a lot of time there, Hanslow, and Breeze pushing that one out. Leaving free kick there for the Bombers.
Theo Ives with it in the back pocket. Reinvented this year as a backman. Doing very well. Long kick, penetrating kick, but only as far as Noah Holmes, who's leading the RACT Player of the Year award at the moment. You can see why he's dominating this game already. Kick inside 50. Big rise there from behind. Chance Holmes got dispossessed. Goes back in again to Bryce Holmes. Lays on top of it. That'll be a ball up. Big fly there from Jack Dolliver. Number 20, he's a live wire inside forward 50. It's a dangerous position here for the Northern Bombers. Clarence with that 3 to 4 goal breeze as we discussed. Lee, out of the air there by Keegan Ryan. Kick it straight into a teammate. Another stoppage. Dave Gribben, early stats for us. How about inside 50s?
Inside 50s, Clarence have 4 to North Launceston 1. Clearance is 5 for Clarence, 4 for North Launceston.
Right against the boundary line. And it's going to be another ball up. Umpires today, Tom McEntee, Ollie Pye and Adam Hayes, the central umpires. So let's see if we can clear this out. Lee just taps it over the boundary line. And probably a throw-in's good at the moment because that'll bring it back into play a little bit.
Bombers won't mind this, Dave, though the clock's being chewed up. Breeze is strong that we've talked about. So, they can keep doing this, can't they?
Very exciting young prospect, Tane Thomas, coming on the ground. Boundary throw in. Lee, big thump. Green tries to fashion something. James Holmes, the helmeted one, gets tackled. The skipper. That'll be another stoppage. Eating up time in this first quarter with the breeze advantage. Roos will want to try and score while they've got it up there. Taken now here by Borsboom. Now Stingle gets an effective kick up to the wing. Aganis clears him. Loose ball in the centre of Utah Stadium.
Beautifully set up there, Clarence. They probably should have come away with it. Leary just kicks into open space. It's going to sit all right here for Thomas. He lines up, dribbles it, through for a goal. Tane Thomas. Oh, fantastic play there, Northern Bombers. Stingle set that up. Leary kicked to space and Thomas ran onto it beautifully, dribbled it through. I know Jason Dunster wouldn't have liked the finish. Well, he would have liked the finish. He wouldn't have liked the dribble kick, but just what the Northern Bombers needed, Dave.
And that's a coach kill for Peter Ryan, Rob. That shot out the back like that. We had about 3 or 4 minutes of the ball in the one spot, and all of a sudden that kick from Stingle cleared the lines. Leary took the ball and then just spotted Thomas in the clear over the back, and he ran in, and that was a lovely finish, as Rob said. 1-1-7 North Launceston. 1 goal straight, 6. Chris Sayer, what do you got?
Yeah, the new debut for Clarence came on the ground and was tagging Tane Thomas, and he got away from him.
2 youngsters. So we've got a ball up in the middle of the ground. That might be done again. It escapes the larger of the circles.
Well, I just saw a nice one there. Tane Thomas's opponent just shook hands with him after
There
that
you go.
goal. So there you go. I love to see that. Great sportsmanship.
A lot of these players playing junior squads together, etc. So they're probably known to each other. It's Cox Goodger kicks to the edge of the 50. Working it out here now through hands Glover. His handball wasn't great. Tackle there from Thomas once again. Ball up on attacking 50 for North Launceston. So young Tane Thomas, year 10 at Prospect High School. Just a little bit of excitement about him. Now Aganis grabs the ball, dispossessed, goes in again. Holmes is in there fighting for it. James Holmes, that is. Was that high on that Clarence player? It is. Good umpiring there. Tackle from Declan Chugg went a little bit high. Let's wait to see who emerges. It's Oscar Paprotny, who'd been busy early. Goes wide now to James Holmes.
He's lost a boot.
I was going to say he's either got different coloured boots or he's lost one. he's definitely lost one. The orange sock.
Right in front of the man on the mark.
And Cox Goodger won't be given back to him in a hurry if I know Bradley. Let's kick up the wing. There's Fletcher Bennett. The intercept Mark King. Now he cruises off. And Declan Chugg has got a lot of territory, but the kicker's overcooked a little. Now Leary's been busy early. Back to Chugg. Can't escape a tackle. Yes, he can. Cox Goodger on his right. Vision, beautiful. Simpson, bad bounce. Got it now. Support from Leary. Snaps Brandon Leary. Breeze won't bring that one back. It's out of bounds on the full. The relieving free kick to Liam Howard in the back pocket for Clarence. It's North Launceston 1-1-7, Clarence 1-6. Tight start here at UTAS Stadium.
It is a tight start, and Leary's added a couple of strings to his bow with a couple of things we've seen early, which is really good. We always know how dangerous he is around goal. It's a nice long clearance with the breeze. I think that's going to carry everything. Too much mustard on that one. He didn't allow for the breeze out on the full. Harry Bales, hands up. He wants that free kick just in front of our commentary position here. We're 60 metres out from goal. He's going to wind up and drive that deep inside 50. Bombers get a run out of it. That's a great mark. Fantastic mark there by Declan Chugg. Oh, just got himself in the right spot. Ball sat up beautifully in the breeze. Chugg read it beautifully. And he's going to line up from on an angle, but he's going to be somewhere around about 35 metres out from goal when he lets this one go, I reckon.
16 goals this season.
Nice approach. Strikes it, pushes never ever in the hunt there. It's going to sit. Oh, I thought it almost was going to sit and stay in play, but the umpire's picked out a free kick, and that is a free kick to Harvey Griffiths. Sort of not really good on the defensive front there. He never had his eyes on the football, the Clarence player there. I'm just looking at that as it looks like Liam Howard.
Yep, he was caught out of position, Rob. I'm pretty sure he thought that shot from Declan Chugg was going to go through somewhere. It faded across.
Yeah, not his best defensive work. Griffiths is going to go around the corner here. Snaps on goal, and he's kicked it! Harvey Griffiths, the league-leading goal scorer, adds to his tally. Bombers move on to 2-1-13. Clarence 1 goal straight, 6 after kicking the first goal of the game. Early stages here. 13 and a half minutes gone the first quarter, Dave Moore.
Great start to the game, Declan Chugg. He laid a couple of beautiful tackles there earlier. He's been really lively up forward. Can take an overhead grab at the front position there and took it lovely mark. And then that kick just faded across. Liam Howard caught out of position. And Harvey Griffiths, right place, right time, kicks his 35th goal of the year. And a couple of milestone games today too, Rob. Lockie Mitchell and Harvey Griffiths, right on cue, playing their 50th game. So a goal early for Harvey in game number 50, moved across from Launceston Footy Club. And a real big pre-season last year and has played some great footy in the last couple of years. Back in the middle, 14 minutes gone, margin is 7 points the way of the Bombers. And they're into the breeze this quarter. Shuffled out, Stingle. Now to A-Vent. That's a nice mark there from Lockie Borsboom. Plays on as a player free in Tyson Hanslow, who takes the mark, having his best season for the Roos. Wheels around, up here looking for Al Holmes or Green. Good defence in the front there from Bailey Mitchell. Loose footy. Taken by Nicholas, swung in the tackle. Green, kick forward. A-Vents back there goalkeeping. Gets a fortuitous bounce. Now he takes a bounce. Runs a full measure. Kicks to the half-back flank. Nice little shove out of the way there from Bonash. It wasn't so nice, as he's given away the free kick to Harry Fisher, who hands it off now to Ollie Preshaw. Pre-Shaw kicks deep into the forward line, front position. Just couldn't take the mark there. I think it was Dolliver. Out it comes now to Bennett. Here comes that half-back run. Kicks up the wing, but it's come straight back into Ollie Pre-Shaw, who takes the mark.
Nice mark by Pre-Shaw inside the boundary line. He's looking for options. Bombers have covered off pretty well in that defensive 50. They've got lots of numbers back there. Kicks it to a contest. And that's a nice mark taken there, drifting back. That was Jack Avent. Goes across goal to Bales. Bales goes across goal. Bombers happy to knock it around here and create space. Bales has run on for him. Goes on to the left. Nice little chip kick in the Van Dam direction. He moves it on quickly. This is this run we talked about before the game. Nice work. Mark taken there on the wing. Bombers looking to set something up. Back towards the middle, and that's a nice mark taken there by Jack Avent. Drives it inside 50! Leary direction, drops the mark. Clarence have got numbers. Will they mop it up? Great pressure around the footy there from the Bombers. Ball spills. Umpires picked out a free kick. Clarence player held without it. Leary thought of trying to disguise that might have been an advantage to him, but no, the umpire said that is a Clarence free kick.
James Bealey with the ball at half back. 6th in marks for the league so far this year is James Bealey. He kicks up the wing. Here looking for Alomes. He's 1 against 2 though. One of those was Bennett, the other was Ives. A couple of hard nuts to try and take a mark against, but Alomes does all right. He's got it now. Swings quickly towards the dangerous Green. Up against Lockie Mitchell. Bouncing ball. Green. There's a free kick and it's against Green. Pushing the back. It's going to come back here to Lockie Mitchell. Hands it, balls it straight away to Ives. Heavily disguised as Harry Bales. He kicks it up the wing. And I tell you what, Harry Bales is having, I know you've tracked him for a while, Harry Bales, through the Scotch days, Rob, but he's having a really good season.
Yeah, he is, and he's just such an important player to them, and he feeds into that group. We talked about Dave in the early stages of the commentary about that run-off half-back. And he's been influential so far.
He's 4th for disposals across the whole league so far in season 2024.
Having a cracker.
Here's Holmes, takes it out of the ruck, another clearance, big torpedo inside 50, 1-on-1. Alomes might have been held, it clears the contest and then spills out of bounds beside the left behind post. 17 minutes gone.
Yeah, I just noticed that Green Mitchell battle. He gave away a free kick to him that the umpire didn't see. It's almost the same thing, push in the back. So that'll be an interesting battle all day. You've said how important Green is to Clarence, Dave.
Bryce Alomes up there too, he's dangerous. Dollar, they've got a few weapons. No real tall forwards, but some players who can be very dangerous. Out in, out of Lockie Mitchell. Good vision. Gets it to Simpson. Can't take it on the half volley. Falling over there was Whitelaw. Now to Nicholas, who breaks a tackle well. Here's Stingle on this occasion. Takes a bounce. Weaves around. Penetrating kick up here. Looking, is it for Thomas? Thomas has got it. Ooh, gives it straight away, but the handball wasn't great. Bales on the follow-up. Can they mop it up here? Contested footy now. Borsboom lays on it. Now Clarence with the opportunity. Jack Pre-Shaw, right foot to half forward, but in the way there is Theo Ives, who takes a comfortable mark.
Yeah, and he shifts play back across to this side of the ground. That's a nice kick taken there. I think that was Lockie Mitchell. Moves it on quickly up to the wing position. Player leading at him. I think, no, he hasn't taken that one. I thought he might have grabbed that one, Ahern, above the bootstraps. Umpire's found a free kick.
Sling tackle, Rob.
Yeah, sling tackle. Ahern's ball. It's a real slips catch, that one. I thought he might have just captured that before it hit the deck, but careless there from James Holmes, and the umpires picked out a free kick just near the interchange area for Ahern. He loads up onto that left foot. Ball sits up in the breeze. Bombers players fly. They've got the numbers. Punched away. Now Clarence have got the numbers and got the run. They're away. That was Noonan. Quick hands back through the middle. Nice bump there on Rainbird. Ball bobbling around. Back to Rainbird. Quick handball forward to Holmes. Drives it inside 50. I think the boundary line's going to claim this one. Wasn't his best delivery. Had a little bit more time than he thought, James Holmes there. Boundary throw in 40 metres around from the Clarence goal.
Good to see Mitch Rainbird back playing footy. He's had a lot of injury concerns the last couple of years. Ex-Glenorchy player. A little hard nut. And it's good to see him playing senior footy once again with the Roos. Boundary throw in. 30 metres around from the left behind post. Low scoring. Northern Bombers lead by 7 points. 2-1 to 1 straight. So we've got another stoppage. Groups, we haven't got to you for a while. Give us a few things there from the stat sheet.
Clarence inside 50s up to 10, 6 for North Launceston. North Launceston ahead in clearances 8-6.
Marks inside 50.
2 for North Launceston, just the 1 for Clarence.
Okay, so another stoppage. What else you got? What about hit-outs, Groups?
Oh, yeah, Lee getting on top there now. 11 hit-outs to Clarence's 8.
Yeah, it's an interesting battle because I think Lee's winning the hit-outs there, Rob, but around the ground, Holmes is doing a lot of work, getting a lot of those clearances where he just grabs it out of the ruck contest.
Yeah, he is. He's certainly dominating that side of it. They want the reward on the scoreboard, I'm sure.
Out towards man Shandon. He's in a battle there with Hanslow. And they see the ball out of bounds.
Bombers would be happy with this, Dave. I mean, you look at that's a strong breeze. We've just ticked over 20 minutes and the Bombers are 2-1 up. So 3 or 4 goal breeze we talked about.
Yeah, I think it's a strong breeze, but it might not be an easy one to score with just because it's blowing towards the pocket where we're seeing the play now. That windsock is fully extended in that direction. Here's a chance now for the Roos. They can pick it up. Al Holmes, slight fumble. Little handball there from the youngster for Clarence. He's late inclusion. I think we mentioned that. Lachlan Davey, number 58. In late inclusion for Jake Cox. Free kick North Launceston. Out and out of Bales will clear from half-back.
Bale swings on the left, a little chip kick there. Sulzberger takes it almost on the chalk of 50, drives it back there. He finds a teammate, ball back through the middle of the ground. Looked like Bale's running on there. That's a terrific run from him. Bombers players lining up here back through the middle. Chopped off by Clarence. That's going to be okay. Dangerous position though. Bombers come away with it. Thomas is in there. Aganis is in there. Lots of bodies around the footy. I think the umpire's going to call for a ball up.
I think one handball too many from the Bombers coming through the centre there, Rob. They did get the opportunity to hit it long and inside 50 and just lost that opportunity.
Yeah, both sides have been a bit fumbly today, as you've pointed out. Probably a draw on that one. Bombers player being held there. Cox good, you're looking for a free kick. Lots of Clarence players around the ball. Holmes says, what about it, holding the ball? Umpire says no. It's about 20 metres out from the Northern Bombers goal, and we're going to see another ball up. Holmes and Lee doing battle. Holmes that time, nice tap. Leary roves it on the boot. Brandon Leary magic. Brandon Leary magic at UTAS Stadium. Oh, what a dagger in the heart of Clarence. Strong breeze and ball goes up the other end, and Brandon Leary does what Brandon Leary does, Dave Moore.
Absolutely. We've seen that so many times in the last 2 to 3 seasons for North Launceston. He just has that acceleration out of the contest, Rob. And once he gets clear, he just has that sense of where the goals are. And that was a tricky shot. You know, we're talking about the breeze coming across the ground, sort of towards that Invermay Park pocket. And he just judged it beautifully. And that's a real important goal. As you say, early days to say a total dagger, but an early dagger. No doubt there for North Launceston against Clarence. 3-1-19 to 1 goal straight 6. So in the middle again of UTAS Stadium. This is City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5 is Aganis, half-distance kick towards half-forward. Whitelaw's there. He can't trap it. Declan Chugg can. Short-distance handball to Sulzberger. Skillfully gets around his opponents. Van Dam to Nash. Back to Van Dam. Hooks it inside 50. Loose ball, dangerous. Taken there nicely by Fisher, although he's handballed it straight to his opponent. Now Bealey's in on top of the ball. Tackle by Chugg. Close to the boundary line. Ball up.
Great pressure around the footy from both sides, but the Bombers have really ramped it up, haven't they?
Absolutely. Just sensing this part of the game could be really important to get a lead early this cold, windy day. Holmes taps it towards the boundary line. Out of bounds. Looking at Grubbs' sheet there. It's evening up on the hit-outs front, 13-12. So a few patrons in today. Match of the day here in the TSL. Got a couple other games starting at 2 o'clock. Keep an eye on those as the afternoon progresses. I didn't tell you this, Rob, but you're tracking the AFL today on the app.
Fantastic.
You right with that?
Yeah, I am. Richmond have won already. Just for anyone listening.
Bealey clears the ball into the middle of UTAS Stadium. Taken there by Bailey Mitchell. Dispossessed straight away. And we're going to get another stoppage. I think it's the Bulldogs and Fremantle starting at 1:45. So get that app fired up, Rob, ready for some early scores there in 20 minutes or so. So ball up, slightly attacking side of the centre for North Launceston. Geez, Holmes just pushed Aganis out of the way and yanks himself another clearance to half forward. Oh, gee, Keegan Ryan there. He's fallen heavily, but he seems to be okay. Now out of the contest, it's Fletcher Bennett. He's corralled slightly there by Jack Preshaw. Gets it back there to Lockie Mitchell. Kick holds up in the breeze. Meant for Sulzberger, who battles on. Can't take possession, Whitelaw. Still a free footy. We're going to get another stoppage here. We're going to get holding the ball. Umpires hovering, yes. You can just tell, Rob, from the body language there, that was going to be holding the ball against Jackie Avent. There's Rainbird. That kick's not too bad, but just with that breeze, it just faded away before Keegan Ryan could get there. Out of bounds. 25-minute mark. 3-1-19. North Launceston Clarence 1 straight 6. Rob Sowett.
It's just how you use that breeze. I think you made that good point earlier, Dave. Even though it favours that end, it's not like it's just blowing in a straight line.
No.
And they've struggled a little bit with hitting targets. Nice throw in there from the boundary umpire. Garnis takes it out of the air. But not his best work off the boot. He's a nice little chop out for Lee when he goes into the ruck. He's done that twice, taking the ball out of the air. But
that role last year was Theo Ives, but now that's freed up Theo Ives to move down back.
It has, and what a great move that's been for them. He's been a real rock down there. Free kick sitting with Keegan Wiley. He runs around and drives that deep inside 50 for Clarence. Breeze, you can see, swirling that one around. Clarence players spoil each other. Green throws it on the boot looking for the miracle goal, but he's missed a lot. Clarence players actually spoiled each other then. So, they need to work that out. They really do. Bales brings it back into play. It's bounced, but it's going to come back to Bales. That's all right. Mitchell moves it inboard. At the Sulzberger. He was looking for Cox Goodyear. Beats a couple. Nice play, Sulzberger. Kicks to grass. Bombers player dispossessed there. I think the umpire... Oh, no. I thought the umpire was going to say that was illegally. Holding the ball. Clarence will be looking to add to their tally as we head into the shadows of quarter time. Ball on the wing position in the hands there of... I think that's Fisher. It goes wide. Ball just taken inside the boundary line there. Bombers players flooding back to fill the 50 up.
Ollie Preshaw, I think, Rob.
Preshaw strikes that one beautifully. Gives his players an option, but he's almost kicked it straight to Bales, who was guarding the space.
Bales, who's had a million possessions this first quarter, Rob, gets it now towards Bennett. Bennett short. Old man Shannon slips over, but he still takes the mark somehow.
Great mark.
Slips catch. Now, Mitch Nicholas lost his boot over there before it was being thrown around. He's eventually got it back, and he's putting it on underneath the scoreboard. Man Shannon shorts it now to Leary. Not long left in the quarter, just the 4 goals kicked. 27-minute mark. Leary, defensive side of the wing. Short now to Jackie Avent, who's been very busy in this first quarter. An unassuming type player, but he racks up possessions game after game. Twirls the ball in his hands. Invited now to play on. He's going to have to go long down the line. Going to fade away towards the boundary line. High there, Griffiths got his hands to it, couldn't take it. On the follow-up, Ahern dispossessed, got it back again. Griffiths nowhere to go, out of bounds. Right in front of us here at UTAS Stadium. Conditions not too bad. Touch chilly, has to be said. But we are in the middle of winter in Tassie, so we're just going to be thankful that we haven't got rain. Ground is firm underfoot. Aganis with the tap. Looking for Stingle. Back to Aganis. There's some holding going on there. And it's going to Michael Stingle. So Stingle, second in centre clearance in the league this year. Kicks towards half forward. Meeting it hard there with Simpson. As the siren sounds for quarter time. And just a few afters there. So things are settling down. Good quarter for North Launceston. Into that breeze. And at quarter time, it's the Bombers 3-1-19. And they lead Clarence 1 goal straight 6. Goal kickers, Rob, you got on there?
Yeah, all singles for North Launceston. Brandon Leary with a terrific goal, as was Tane Thomas's, and Harvey Griffiths, the 3 goal scorers there. For Clarence, the first goal scorer of the game, the key player for them, Josh Green with 1.
Just before we get some stats from Group, just a summary, Rob, of that first quarter. How do you think it unfolded?
Well, I think a couple of things for me, Dave. Clarence have got to be a bit smarter when they use that breeze in the third term this time. The breeze, as we said, was pushing across the ground. I thought they were a bit fumbly. They certainly got to the ball first on a number of occasions, but just that handball not hitting a target or that little foot pass not hitting a target, the pressure was certainly there from them. For the Northern Bombers, they did, I think, wear the storm a little bit. There were times where Clarence probably should have scored, and then the Bombers went up the other end. So
just to steal Grooves' thunder a bit here, Rob, they've had 13 inside 50s for 1 scoring shot. That's pretty inefficient.
Yeah, it's
Melbourne-like.
It is Melbourne-like, but I think the other thing too, and I guess stats do tell a very important story, but they don't tell all the story. And, you've only got to cross that 50 line and it's inside 50, whereas the Bombers were certainly more efficient and their transition game certainly a lot better, as we talked about. That's their one wood, and they reap the rewards for it.
And that half-back line, that's their strengths, we know, and that's where they're getting the rebound from. They've got a couple of goals there from quick transference to the footy. So that's a problem for Clarence, not to let that ball out of their forward line too easily.
No, they can't, and that's once the Bombers open them up. Bales we've talked about, we've called him, as you said, a million times. Bales, Bennett with the intercept marks, Van Dam, the Mitchells back there. They're just super dangerous, and Clarence have certainly got to do something about that.
Dave Gruber, stats to quarter time, please.
Hitouts, North Launceston 15, Clarence 13. Clearances, North Launceston 12, Clarence 8. Inside 50s, Clarence 13, North Launceston 8. Marks inside 50, 2 for North Launceston, 1 by Clarence. Intercept marks 3 apiece, and free kicks 9 for North Launceston, 7 for Clarence.
Just the 3 marks inside 50. That's that swirly breeze. It's not going to be easy to take marks inside that attacking arc.
No, and you saw a couple of occasions there when Clarence did go inside 50, and you've remarked, Dave, they've got that smaller, dynamic forward line.
Holmes, Green, Jolliver, these sort of guys. Yep.
Bombers had plenty of bodies in there, and there was no space for them to work in, so that would certainly add to that inefficiency of their ability to convert.
This quarter time break brought to you by our sponsor Brew Coffee Hut, making hot drinks for you today at the game, down behind the interchange boxes there. You'll find them, and they always do a great service and a great coffee or hot drinks, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever you like, there at Brew Coffee Hut. We'll take a break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll hear from the boys on the boundary.
Play your cards right with new LPG deals from Elgas. Whether you're moving in or you're settled in, make the switch online today. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Don't lose out. Visit the website, choose your new deal and sign up today. Go online, www.elgas.com.au. Elgas, local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Are you a carer or a person living with dementia? Staying at Home is a free carer wellbeing and respite program presented by Dementia Support Australia for people with dementia and their carers. It's running July 9th to 11th at the Vaucluse Estate, Kanara. This program is free for participants with food and accommodation provided. To find out more or to register, visit dementia.com.au or call 1800 699 799.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
As the financial year comes to a close, there's no quicker way to find another tax deduction than to donate to your local community volunteer radio station. The easiest way to make a donation to City Park Radio is to head to our website and hit the donate button. Any donation amount over $2 made before the end of June is tax deductible, and every little bit helps to keep the programs you enjoy on air. You'll also be putting it all back into your community. So head to our website, cityparkradio.com, and show your support for City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. It's Dave Moore, Rob Sauer, Dave Gruber, and the boys on their bench. Tony Webb and Chris Sayer. As the siren sounds at an opportune time. Sponsor today, this broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Okay, Rob, so it's going to be really interesting to see. We know that North Launceston have a big home ground advantage here at UTAS Stadium. Their approach to that swirly breeze, it's favouring that Invermay Park end in this second quarter.
Yeah, you'd certainly think they'd play the advantage better than Clarence did, obviously not being as familiar with the ground. But for me, Dave, and we were chatting off air about it, stopping that Bombers run off half back has got to be one of Peter Ryan's things he talks about at quarter time. So I'll be interested in the feedback we get from the boys on the boundary.
Well, we've got Chris Sayer first up, who's been listening to Adrian Smith, the North Launceston coach. What did Adrian have to say, Chris?
Yeah, the first thing Adrian said was, I love a good challenge, which I thought was interesting. The wind is a big factor in here, though. Virtually the whole address was talking about how to handle the wind, which they have in this quarter. So the pressure is on for the side to take advantage of that. But he was happy with that quarter. Some good turnovers in there. He wants to see extra numbers to the ball and sort of roll the dice on this quarter, but also they're going to favour the far side of the ground. So that's bad for you guys.
Okay, yeah, I've got the binoculars.
Yeah, okay, they're going to favour the far side of the ground. Here's Tone.
Tony, Peter Ryan.
He wasn't happy. He gave him a bit of the roast towards the end. Basically, he and the line coaches all said that you're not manning up. You're letting people get away from you. You're just dropping off them and letting them go, and that's why they're creating a loose man. He said for the defenders, you've got to be goal side of them. And again, if there's a bit of a contest there, don't go outside and wait for the cheap thing. Get in there and help.
Thanks, Tony. Well, we know that North Launceston are very fit. That's how they get space. They run to spaces, and they'll do that all day. And Clarence have got to be aware of that. Second quarter action here at UTAS Stadium on City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. And umpire McAtee just waiting for someone to blow the siren. Here we go. Rob Soward, take it away.
Two of the premier ruckmen in the league about to do battle, Holmes and Lee. Different game styles, but highly effective at what they do. Sits all right there for Lee, who gets first hand on. Bombers are going to get away with it through the agency of Stingle. Fumbles, had it, gets it back, tackled. Quickly hacks that kick forward to give them a bit of movement early. Bobbles around there. Clarence have got the numbers to mop that up. Scrubby old kick out towards the interchange area. And both players battling to see that, keep that one in, but it's going to be a boundary throw in right in the interchange area here. Early stages of the second turn. Lee and Holmes again, standing on the what a feeling sign. Lee, nice hands down there to Stingle. He's been really important for them around the ball. He sort of threw that onto the boot. Van Dam applying pressure there to Rainbird. Sees him over the boundary line. We'll almost get a rerun in the same spot that came in from about 45 seconds earlier.
Boundary umpire Dom Shiliro, right in front of us here at UTAS Stadium. Throw the ball in. Protagonists, as usual, are Noah Holmes and Alex Lee. Lee almost takes this one, fumbles, gets it eventually. Kicks skews off the side of the boot there into the centre of the UTAS Stadium. We've got a free kick here. It's going to come back the way of Glover. James Glover goes sideways, dangerous kick. Sport there by Leary. Game on now as the players battle. But young Glover there, who's 7th for intercept marks in the league this year. Just would have been a brave kick if it had come off, but didn't quite hit the distance in the breeze. Lee, torpedo inside 50. Could be a goal. Bounces through, I think. No, touched on the line. Good work, Liam Howard. He just got a fingertip to it.
I'd send it upstairs. I'd have a look at it.
That would have been a goal review, but no, umpire right in the right spot there. Goal umpires today, Fletcher Ryan and Mark Holmes. Right on the spot. Short kick comes in. James Bealey takes it. Saw Alex Lee kick a goal similar to that against Lauderdale. Old-fashioned torpedo inside 50. Kick to the wings, fading away with the breeze. Thumped over the boundary line by Lockie Mitchell, the 50 gamer. The really valuable player, unassuming in that North Launceston back line. Boundary umpire Dom Shiliro goes to work again. We've tracked his progress from a youngster. Now it's one of the best boundary umpires in the state. Proprotny, underground handball there, looking for Rainbird. Oh, he's gone down, Mitch Rainbird. A few concussion issues in the past. He gets up.
Louis caught one in the face there too in that throw-in. Holmes hit him straight flush in the face. Yeah, caught one on the end of the nose. I reckon there's a bit of blood there, I'd say. Yeah, just swung his arm across and I think he missed the ball and hit Lee on the end of the beak. So wouldn't be nice on a cold day. The Garners now against Holmes. Holmes with his strength at the front. Taps it down. Bombers take it away. It was Sulzberger. Leary dodges, weaves, turns, chips the ball back in towards the middle. Almost a slips catch there. Hacked forward by Sulzberger. So that'll be just an inside 50. Lots of numbers around the ball there. Boundary, it'll be a ball up right on the chalk of 50. Bombers looking to set up and create something. Clarence going back to fill some space. Ball dribbling around, falls out of Van Dam's hands, in dispute. All comes away there, beautifully done there by Stingle. Long kick, probing kick. Oh, didn't quite sit for the Bombers forward. But he did everything right. Umpires picked out a free kick here Defence against Clarence there.
Yeah, right there, Rob. Jack Ahern did everything, just couldn't quite grab the ball at the end. Used the body beautifully to get to the drop of the ball. It's Cleary now. Clears it. Outside defensive 50. Mark taken by Nicholas. Mitch Nicholas, who we saw get that hamstring injury a few weeks ago here. He's back today. Playing pretty well. Kicks inside 50 over the back. Liam Howard's there. Now Cox Goodger against the boundary line. Just to handballs to about 10 metres closer to goal. Let's go out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So quiet start to the quarter. 3-2-20. Players at 1 goal straight, 6. Just the one behind this quarter through the first 5 minutes. Dangerous spot here for the Roos. Umpire imploring the players there to keep it open. Holmes takes it. Feeds the handball away. Kick outside defensive 50. Holds up in the breeze. Almost a mark there to Jared Harper, who's been quiet so far. Now Aganis is tackled by Jack Preshaw. And we'll get another ball up. 60 metres out from the Bombers' goal. They lead by 14 points.
Both sides battling to gain ascendancy here and set themselves up. Taken out of the air by Holmes. Nice little balk there. Not sure why they're banging it so high with this breeze. That's just going to sit. Bennett almost had it. What's the numbers around the contest? Ball spills free. Clarence trying to clear. Umpire said my ball. Right on the AFL riding, Dave.
That's where Noah Holmes needs a runner, doesn't he? A pacey player from half-back to present, get the handball and get it further forward. Those blind kicks are okay, but they're always going to be 50-50 at best.
Yeah, they are. It's sat there for Sulzberger. Drives the Bombers into attack. Ball bouncing, bobbling. Over Griffiths' head. Griffiths battles on. He's got Clarence players all over him. Somehow manages to get a handball out. It's going to sit here for Van Dam. Swings onto the right boot. Heads goal and Oscar Van Dam. And offline, unfortunately. Had a little bit more time than he thought, and he's pulled that one across. The breeze wouldn't have helped him. Another behind there to the Northern Bombers, who move on to 3-3-21. Clarence 1 straight 6. We've just ticked over 6 minutes here in the second quarter.
From fullback, we know he's got a great boot on him, Keegan Wiley. He's going to go on the far side this time, low kick. Does it beautifully. Kick by Bealey, up here towards Ollie Preshaw, takes it on the bounce. Has support from Rainbird. Over the top there looking for Borsboom. James Holmes, though's got it. Kicks inside 50, front position, Josh Green. Good spoil from behind. At the front was Harper, couldn't pick it up. And I think we're going to get a stoppage. And Dave Gruber, is that the first inside 50, I believe, this quarter for Clarence?
It is their first. North Launceston have had it in 4 times.
Okay, so it's been between the arcs a bit. 7 minutes in. Nice movement of the footy that time from the Roos. Moved it from full-back. Little kick out there by Holmes. Comes out now to Stingle, who's been busy. Handball to Cox Goodger, now to Van Dam. Here's the run from half-back. Declan Chugg gets it back to Cox Goodger. Handballs to Jacob Kerr, the boy from Winnerleah. Sideways kick smart to Manchandon. Manchandon has options. One of those is Brandon Leary. Extended the arms, couldn't take it. Good defence there from Bealey. They work it out through Howard, but only as far as Manchandon. Sells some candy on the right foot. Inside out kick towards full forward. But James Glover gets back and takes the mark.
Glover goes to the far side of the ground. Kicks to open space. Holmes bouncing around in front of him. Clarence player tumbles over and Holmes is seen over the line. I might pick a free kick out there. I don't know.
Declan Chugg was a bit aggressive there.
A bit enthusiastic in front of the old Railway Workers Hill. I reckon they've seen a bit of that over there back in the day, just quietly.
Absolutely.
Good pressure. I wasn't sure if Holmes wanted that to stay in or he wanted it to sit or he wanted it to go out. But anyway, Chugg made the decision for him. The boundary throw in there just in front of that area we've described. Again, is still in the ruck while Lee's getting patched up. Clarence, great pressure around the ball.
Sling tackle again, Rob, to Colby Whitelaw.
Yeah, a bit too much on that. I thought it was okay for the first 80% of it, and then he went on with it. Clarence trying to set something up here on the far side of the ground. That's beat Holmes and gone out of bounds. That wasn't a real good kick at all. That certainly wouldn't add to Peter Ryan's demeanour. You wouldn't think that sort of, set-up play, really no pressure, and he couldn't hit the target.
Injury report, Chris Sayer, I think you got the microphone down there.
Yes, it took a while to turn off the tap in Alex Lee's nose, but they've inserted some plugs and he's about to come back on.
Thanks. Any other injury worries you can see down there, Chris?
No, not that I can see, and Tony's nodding too, so we're all good down here.
Holmes swings it towards half forward. Green nearly took the chest mark. Chance here for the Roos. Can take possession. They're going to hold it up. Set up again. So no goals as yet in this quarter. Yes, Rob?
I was just going to say, I know this sounds like real old-fashioned, Dave, but I'd be saying to Noah Holmes, keep those kicks low.
Yep.
Like there's almost snow on them.
Absolutely.
And the way the breeze is, it's not really gaining you any advantage.
Loose footy, taken by Avent. Now to Stingle. It's bumped as he kicks, but gets good distance up the wing. Ball doesn't bounce well for Leary. Now he's got it. Swings the kick quickly. Bales will run onto it. Off the ground he goes. Paprotny's there. Bales again, tackled by Noah Holmes. And you know you've been tackled when Big Noah grabs you around the waist. He holds up play right near the centre circles. 3-3-21 the Bombers. The Roos 1 straight 6. 10 minutes gone, second quarter. Catching up with Jess Wushner, coach of the Coates League Under-18 girls at half-time. Got another ball up. So, low-scoring Dow contest here, top of the ladder. This will almost decide top spot, you'd think. Coming to the finals. So we've got a free kick now to Noah Holmes. This one he keeps low. He's heard Rob's advice. He does it well. Gets it to Colby Whitelaw. Now to Green. Back to Whitelaw against the boundary. His kick's not great. Ollie Preshaw gets there first. Shrugs a tackle or two. Handballs to himself. Cox Goodger, though, intervenes. He's tackled by Preshaw to the ground.
They always make us look good, don't they, when they do what we've said?
Well, you can see how that worked there. Exactly what you're talking about. It gave Colby Whitelaw an opportunity to take that mark.
Deep inside 50 here. Clarence trying to add something. Dave Gruber talked about the fact that it hasn't been up this end of the ground very often this term. Umpire said my ball, and he's going to ball that up about 40 metres out from the Clarence goal. Lots of bodies inside 50. Lee back on the ground now after the patch-up job. Taken away there by Bales for his millionth kick today. Kicks towards the wing position. Ahern positioned himself beautifully. Punches it on. Boundary line might be the winner. It might just stay in. No, boundary line was the winner. That was Sulzberger there and Bealey fighting for possession of that one, but the boundary line was the victor. 11 and a half minutes gone here at UTAS Stadium, North Launceston. 3-3-21 Clarence, not adding to that very early score of 1 goal straight 6. Ruckman do battle. Holmes and Lee with a clever tap. Trying to give first use there. Sulzberger has ploughed that one out. Interestingly, we heard the coach say, I think Chris Sayer mentioned the Bombers coach was talking about playing the far side of the ground. I don't think the ball's really been over there. No. So it's been bogged down in this pocket with the winds blowing too, which makes scoring very, very difficult.
So boundary throw in. Dave Gruber, I don't think we've seen any marks inside 50 again this quarter.
No, not as yet.
So just 3 for the match so far. So we're getting underway now at Marble Stadium. We'll get some early scores from Rob soon. Western Bulldogs, Fremantle. Stingle goes inside 50, finds the chest. I think it was touched though. I think that's Declan Chugg is buried underneath. A tackle there from Keegan Wiley. So we have ball up, just 40 metres out from the Bombers' goal. Early goal, Rob.
Bulldogs up by 6, first goal of the game. Very early stages of that one, Dave. 1-1-7 to 1 behind.
No worries, we'll keep track of that one. And the other two TSL games starting at 2 o'clock. We've got the Tigers at home to Glenorchy, much improved Glenorchy, and also Lauderdale at home to North Hobart. But it's the top of the table clash at the moment. The Bombers are doing pretty well. Tackle there on Sulzberger. High, says the umpire. So we'll relieve this congestion somewhat. Blade Sulzberger. Well, in fact, it was the other way. Beg your pardon. Rainbird with the free kick. Tackle was from Sulzberger. Now to Bealey. Switches play to Wiley. Further afield. Howard now back to Wiley. Jack Preshaw, they've coughed it up. Back the other way, it's Tane Thomas. Swings in the tackle, gets it to Simpson, puts it on the boot straight away, Sam Simpson, and kicks the goal for North Launceston. Well, don't turnovers hurt you in modern footy. And the Roos, chain of handballs there, they lost control of it. And a good little bit of play there from Tane Thomas. He's kicked a goal already. He just had the poise to stand up in the tackle, Rob, wait for the support. That support was Sam Simpson. Goal to North Launceston.
You called it beautifully, Dave. It really was. And, those skill errors from Clarence are something that are creeping into this game. I mean, and to be fair, there wasn't a real lot of pressure out there. They created the pressure on themselves, and then the Bombers' pressure was just relentless. And as I said, beautifully called it. Sam Simpson finishes it off.
4 goals now to North Launceston, 1 to Clarence. The Bombers lead by 21 points. Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport.
Back in the middle, a patched up Alex Lee versus Noah Holmes, as they've done for most of today. Lee with a big tap. Most beautifully done. Brad Cox-Goodger, I thought he was going to load up there. Went short instead, and he's picked out Brandon Leary.
Jacob Kirby, careful.
We don't want to.
Jacob Kirby, careful.
We don't want to.
Now going to melee here, boys.
We don't want anything silly like that.
And it could spoil one of the best passages of play we've seen all season.
Yeah, beautifully taken out of the middle by Lee and Cox-Goodger, as they've done many times over the years. I thought Bradley was going to load that cannon up, but he pulled the kick and picked Leary out on the lead. He's going to kick this from a slight angle from around about 35 metres when he lets it go. It's going to drift across the face, though. Didn't allow for the breeze. Brandon needed to finish that off. It would have been the play of the game.
That tap, Rob, that tap from Lee to Cox-Goodger did not have to break stride. It was a 20-metre tap forward to the centre circles.
Yeah, just beautiful to watch.
Kick out from full back. And Aganis takes a strong mark. Target there was Whitelaw. Off to man Shannon. 55 out. Wormburner, not to advantage. Nash couldn't take it with him. In there working hard as Borsboom. Now they work it out pretty well, the Roos. Chain of handballs works out this time to Green. Inside out kick towards Whitelaw. Tap pretty smart here to Keegan Ryan. He's pushed in the back by Cox-Goodger. Free kick.
That was better from Clarence.
Much better.
Yeah, much better moving it out of the back line. It was almost like what the Bombers do. It's clean and quick.
Keegan Ryan. The many roos in the sleeves today. Gets it to Rainbird. Bit of space ahead of him. Can kick it to Green. Joshy Green takes it. Now, it's going to be a fair kick from here with that breeze. He's contemplating kicking it off, but it's going to settle now for a shot. You saw him kick one from the same distance the first quarter, but of course the difference then was he had that southerly breeze over his shoulder. See what he can do here. We know he's a magician, Josh Green, ex-Essendon and Brisbane Lions player. On the right foot, does it pretty well. That is a goal from Josh Green. No, just off to the right. I'm going to say, there's no way with the distance there, Rob, from the veteran.
And it's the wind has just gusted up a little bit, so that made the distance effort even more impressive.
They're first behind, 1-1-7, trailing North Launceston 4-4-28.
Harry Bales poised on the edge of the square, looking to see where that's going to go. Drives it along on the left. Oh, collision there. Bombers player down. I think he's okay. Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's okay. Thought he might have copped a knee there. It's not his best effort. It's going to stay in play though. So Cox-Goodger feeds it back inboard to Bales, who's run on. Bombers trying to create something here. One bounce. Another beautiful pass inside to Griffiths. Pushed as he kicked it. Clarence defence holds firm. They've got numbers out here, and that's a nice mark taken out there for them. Ball comes back through the middle. Nice ball. See, another fumble there. Great pressure from the Bombers. Ball in dispute. Bobbling around. Little clever toe there from Griffiths. Chip forward. It's all Bombers. Thomas back to Aganis. Aganis goes, go on, and he's hit the post. Well, there were 3 Northern Bombers players there, Dave, standing without a Clarence player in the picture.
Yeah, Clarence had run forward, and then the turnover came, as you called, and they were caught flat-footed. Plenty of free players. Tony Ganners, who's a bit of a shaky shot at goal. Missed that one. Snap. So let off there for Clarence. Out it comes now here towards Alomes, who's drifted up the ground to try and get in the play. Takes a strong mark. Bryce Alomes, second in the goal kicking this year in the TSL. That holds up in the breeze. Green goes early. He might still get it over the back, but Avent's happy to see it out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Attacking side of the wing for Clarence. Dave Group inside 50s, quarter number 2, please.
10 for North Launceston, Clarence have 3. Clearances, North Launceston on top there, 11-5.
Okay, yeah, that's a midfield brigade for the Bombers. Doing its job is Lee, pushes Holmes out of the way, then kicks towards half forward. It'll sail out of bounds on the full. Be a relieving free kick here to Tom Cleary, ex-Glenorchy, Launceston player as well. Third club in the TSL. Centering ball now to Borsboom, half back. Goes into the centre of the ground here looking for Rainbird. Takes a strong mark up against Sulzberger. Clarence badly need a goal. Get himself back into this contest. James Holmes. Chips a kick inside to Harper. Used his body nicely. Jared Harper kicked 4 last week. Too strong on that occasion for. That was Bailey Mitchell, the number 11. And the veteran here from Clarence, who had a slow start to the season through injury and has now come back in the senior team. As he kicked 4 last week in their win over the Tigers. So he's going to be about 45 out when he strikes it, 45-degree angle. We're right behind this one. Kicking to the town end. It was always going to be near side. Just sneaks in for a behind. Clarence 1-2-8, North Launceston 4-5-29, just ticking over 20 minutes into the second quarter.
Certainly hasn't been a goal fest here, Dave. We've almost played a half a footy and we've had 5 goals kicked. Bales brings it back into Lee, who gives it back to Bales. Bales finds something that he likes, and that's a nice mark taken there. Ball back across half, back to Bales. He's racking up the frequent flyer points there on the running. He's picked out Stingle in the middle. Stingle in the long sleeve loads up. Heading in the Thomas direction. Ball hits him on the boot and bobbles around. Ball stays in. Thomas battling away there. Clarence players closing that down. That was nicely done there on that occasion by James Glover. Ball actually hit Thomas on the boot and just didn't quite sit up off that, and Glover accompanied that over the line. Put the danger at bay. We're just approaching the 21-minute mark here. North Launceston 4-5-29, Clarence 1-2-8. Holmes this time gets a fist on it. Stingle tackled, holds his feet. Sulzberger without it. It's going to be okay though for the Bombers. That was man Shandon. Goes back inboard in the Leary direction. Garnis is in there. Clarence had got the hold of the footy. Leary's asking the question and asking for holding the ball. The umpire's not having any of that though. Saying that's going to be a ball up. Around about 45 metres around from the Bombers' goal. Garnis, hand on that time. Clarence won't want to cough one up here, Dave, will they?
Absolutely not. Might get to you, Tony. You had an observation about the ruck contest.
Yeah, the whole match, both ruckmen have been holding on to each other in the contest. You can see right now, Garnis and Holmes. One free kick has been paid in a contest like that where Harvey Griffiths just contested the mark. I'll let you take over for a minute.
No worries, Tony. Get back to you in a second. Is it still inside, attacking 50? Time to continue, Tony.
Yeah. One free kick.
Oh, no, here we go. We've got Declan Chugg, sorry. I thought it was going to be a ball up. He's emerged. Now he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So we've got you again, Tony.
Yeah, he has. So one free kick was paid. Garnis had Holmes. They both had each other around the waist. Umpire called from about 30 metres away, running. Didn't really look like he knew which way he's going to go. And he went for Holmes, who's been doing pushing all day. But so has Lee, so has the Garnis. Why not just let them go?
Absolutely. And we saw that free kick at the Saints-Suns game last Saturday night. Controversial one against young Andrew. It's kicked inside 50 from Bales. Contested footy. Way down to the back there. It's either Rainbird or Holmes. I think that's James Holmes back there who's taken the mark. Kicks it to defensive 50. Paprotny. Kick here towards Green. Couldn't pick it up. Nice little work there from the debutant Noonan. Back to Paprotny. Now it's with Alex Lee, who kicks inside 50. Griffiths couldn't quite take the mark. Spills over the back. Out of bounds. Next to the left behind post. 23 minutes gone. Just a 1 goal this quarter, Rob. To the Northern Bombers, it's 4-5-29 to 1-2-8.
It's been a real arm wrestle, hasn't it? I mean, you wouldn't say it's been nice open play. They can't blame the conditions. Yeah, a bit of a breeze, but it's a beautiful sunny day. There's no dew on the ground. The ground's in great shape. Skills are a little bit off today for mine, Dave.
Yep.
Holmes takes it out of the air. Clarence looking to move the ball forward and add to their tally. And that's okay. They've got a player on the out there. I think that was Preshaw.
He's Borsboom.
Borsboom.
That's Preshaw.
That's Preshaw. I must have been psychic. Borsboom to Preshaw. Preshaw caught with it. Goes back to Borsboom. Moves it on quickly by hand out of the wing position. Bales effects a tackle. Great tackle, Bales. Bombers come away with an advantage paid. Cox Goodger has a bounce. Swings onto the left. Little chip kick. Punched out away from him. Griffiths butters up. Keeps it in. Goes round the boundary line. Goal!
Oh my God.
A miracle goal! Harvey Griffiths. There was no daylight to work with. Griffiths has found a way. And what a goal. That has got to be one of the goals of the season, Dave Moore.
I've seen some good ones this year, but just the way it made its way through bodies and from the boundary line and just dribbled through, that was just incredible. And, geez, kicked some goals in the last couple of years, Harvey Griffiths, that have been showstoppers, but that is the king of them all, that one. Great goal, Harvey Griffiths. 5-5-35 to 1-2-8. Incredible goal.
It's just, well, it beggars belief, doesn't it, as you said. It defied a lot of things. It defied the gravity, it defied the boundary, and it defied the bodies that it could have hit on the way through.
It was Eddie Betts-like sort of situation, that one. That's right from the boundary line. And it travelled a long way. It was say 25, 30 metres. Back in the middle, play goes on. Now Noah Holmes shrugs a tackle. Tries to get it back there and does it to Hanslow. Look away handball looking for Paprotny. He missed the mark. As the breeze comes from our commentary box and causes havoc. Keegan Wiley, short kick up here looking for Whitelaw. Whitelaw plays on from the mark. Kicks to half forward here. And it's thumped out of bounds nicely there by Lockie Mitchell in his 50th game for the Northern Bombers.
The reflex is still working well, Dave. My player sheet's almost ended up down there on the half-forward flank.
Absolutely.
Speaking of half-forward flanks, I'll give you a quick update from the half-forward flanks working well over at Marvel Stadium. 14 points to 13. Bulldogs up. No, they're behind now. The Dockers have just kicked one as I've spoken. 16 minutes gone, 3-1-19. Bulldogs 2-2-14.
Boundary throw in. And from the fall of the ball, Cox Goodger lays a tackle there on Jack Preshaw. Ball up. So 27 points the margin. And Clarence will have the breeze in the third quarter. Really going to have to make good use of it to get themselves back in this contest. Chug, backwards handball now to Sulzberger. Stands still, off a step, kicks up here towards Aganis. Holmes front position nearly took it. Little handball over the top now to Keegan Wiley. Kicks to half forward. Bryce Holmes takes the mark. Been starved of opportunities today. The star forward for the Roos. There's 2 kicks out from goal. Looks for a target. Harper's there, so is Green. And it's nearly shuffled out of bounds. The ball up. Interesting, the 2 premiership favourites, neither side has really got a big power forward. No. When you look, they're both small forward lines, relying on those sort of exciting snap for goal type players.
Yeah, Harvey Griffiths is probably your bigger bodied person, isn't he? But he's not your big, he's not a big 6'4" guy, is he?
No. From the ball up, well, here's a Loams. Can he weave some magic? Kick smothered by his teammate. Now Jack Preshaw over the shoulder. Going to fall in the lap there. Theo Ives in defensive goal square. Not far from half time here at UTAS Stadium. Catching up with Jess Wushner at half time. As kick outside defensive 50 is absolutely beautiful from Theo Ives. And lands in the chest of Bailey Mitchell. Next kick's important. From Bailey Mitchell. He goes low. Geez, he's judged that well too. Beautiful to Cox Goodger. Pinpoint accuracy. Cox Goodger knows it's close to half time, so not in a hurry. Presenting nicely there is Sulzberger. Sulz is the call. He's going to have to go long now. Kicks it towards half forward. Aganis front position. Holmes got a fist in the way. Over the top there from Glover. Finds Hanslow, but comes straight back in the lap there of Bailey Mitchell. Second mark in a minute. Bailey Mitchell. His kick inside, attacking 50. Streaming out a full back there is Cleary. To Jack Preshaw. Goes backwards now towards Beerley. His kick over the top looking for Ollie Preshaw. He's up against 3 Bombers, but he gets there. Gets through them somehow. Now to Harper. Jared Harper over the top there to Borsboom. This ball comes from behind from Simpson. Takes the ball with him. Dashes away. Kicks towards Leary. Hot in his hammer is Beerley. Beerley tackled him without it, did he? No, he didn't. Beerley. Back now to Borsboom. Jack Preshaw. On that left foot of his. Kicks blindly. Now, umpire says downfield. Gee, that's a lucky break for the Roos because it was one of the Bombers there to take that mark. Green plays on now. 2 against 2 here. Holmes takes the mark. Bryce Holmes dealt with a little bit afterwards. 50 was a call from a couple of the Clarence supporters. But Bryce Alholmes, as I mentioned, he's been starved of opportunities a bit today.
Yeah,
but
he has.
A good mark there, front position.
You think you play 50 minutes of football and they've only kicked one goal. Certainly not had a lot of clear-cut opportunities.
That's a big one, Rob. If they can get this goal here right on the stroke of half-time. There it is. Psychic again. It's us. Bryce Alholmes, 40 out, pretty much directly in front. And he's kicked the second goal for Clarence. And a very valuable, a very needed one right on half-time. Just narrows the margin, 5-5-35 to 2-2-14. 2 goals to 1 in that quarter. Margin 21 points at half-time. First goal of the game there to Bryce Alholmes.
Yeah, you talk about the importance of that goal, Dave, and I'll just go back to the play on the far side of the ground. Brandon Leary dispossessed of the footy. Looked from here like he didn't have the football when he was sort of cast on the ground when the Bombers are in attack. Ball comes up the other end, a downfield free kick, and then all of a sudden Alholmes with that nice mark.
Just little moments. I mean, that downhill free kick too. I mean, if they hadn't been given away, that was just falling to about 2 or 3 Bombers.
Yep.
And it might have been even a goal the other way. So costly there from the Bombers. But anyway, over the course of that first half, they've been the dominant team. Clarence have tried hard, but the Bombers have come with a game plan and executed it beautifully.
Yeah, they have. And the interesting thing for me, Dave, I mean, we talked before about going through the stats. There's not much between both these sides. Holmes' dominance with the things he does, it's just not impacting the game. We probably should go through the goal scorers too. I should do that one. So Harvey Griffiths leading all comers with 2. He probably should have got a bonus couple of goals for the freak thing that he kicked over in that far side. But Griffiths with 2. Tane Thomas, Brandon Leary and Sam Simpson, all goal scorers there for the Bombers 5. And the 2 single goal scorers, Josh Green, who kicked the first goal of the game, and Bryce Alholmes, who kicked that goal just on the siren, as you called, Dave.
Dave Gruber's just finishing off his stats. He'll be with us in just a moment. As soon as we have Gruber's stats. In fact, we might go for a break, Grubes, give you a bit more time to add them all up.
I'm ready if you want to go.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, go for it then. Go for it.
Okay, to half-time hit-outs, pretty even. North Launceston 27 to Clarence 24. Clearances, 27 for North Launceston, 16 for Clarence, and it was 15-8 North Launceston's way in that quarter. Inside 50s, 23 for North Launceston, 19 for Clarence. Again, North Launceston dominated there, 15-6 in the second quarter. Marks inside 50, 3 for North Launceston, 4 for Clarence to half-time. Intercept marks to half-time, 8 for North Launceston, 5 for Clarence, and free kicks, 16 for Clarence and 11 for North Launceston.
Okay, so not too many great discrepancies there in the scoreboard, Rob, but just the efficiency of possession of North Launceston and the cleanness around the ball has been a stark difference to the Roos at the moment.
Yeah, you've captured it beautifully. It has been the difference. They've just not been as clean, Clarence, and that's been reflected, a couple of turnovers and then obviously goals the other way. So be fascinating what the boys come back with after half-time with the messages from the coach. And just before we go to that break, Dave, just letting our listeners know, Fremantle up 4-1-25 to 2-2-14, just not too far from quarter time in that game at Marvel Stadium.
Time for a break and a hot drink. Get a cappuccino from our sponsor, Brew Coffee Hut. They're here at the game today, just behind the interchange benches, out of the wind, here at UTAS Stadium. So if you're listening to us or you're coming down the ground in the second half, please avail yourself of the opportunity of the Brew Coffee Hut. And if you're out and about in the community, they're often at community events and sporting events. Great to get a hot drink from the guys at Brew Coffee Hut. That's half-time here at UTAS Stadium. It's the Bombers by 21 points. When we come back, we'll have a chat to Jess Wushner, the coach of the under-18 girls team for Tasmania.
Play your cards right with new LPG deals from Elgas. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Go online, www.elgas.com.au.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Need a skin cancer specialist you can trust? Then come to Esk Skin Cancer Clinic and see Dr. Tilly for a skin, mole or spot check now. And you don't have to be an Esk patient. Dr. Tilly has been diagnosing melanomas and saving lives for over 7 years at Esk. Our vibrant, centrally located Esk Skin Cancer Clinic can assist you immediately. Book online or phone 6331 2355.
If it weren't for Esk, where would you be? Esk Family Health is the one to see.
Esk Skin Cancer Clinic, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Want to learn to play music? Playing music is so much fun and has all kinds of cognitive and social benefits. Barrett's Music can help you get there. They can help select the best instrument for you, choose appropriate learning books and find a teacher. Plus, they offer flexible, interest-free payment plans. If you pick an instrument that you really like, find a teacher and put time aside each week to practice. Then you can play music. Get started now with Barrett's Music, 104 George Street, Launceston, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome back to UTS Stadium. My name's Dave Moore. I'm with Dave Gruber, Rob Soward and the boys on the boundary, Chris Sayer and Tony Webb on 96.5 and 103.7 FM City Park Radio. And the halftime score, North Launceston 5-5-35 to Clarence 2-14. If you're watching on the stream, we've just got the Clarence score slightly wrong, so we'll get that rectified for you in a moment. But it's time, as we do each and every week at half-time, to catch up with a special guest, and it's a great pleasure this afternoon to catch up with someone very special in Tasmanian football, and that's Jess Wushner. Now, Jess is an ex-AFLW player. She played with Brisbane and also Essendon at the end of her career as an AFL Premiership player in 2021, All-Australian team in 2018, and twice Brisbane leading goal kicker in 2018 and 2019. One of Tasmania's best female footy players and the coach of the Coates Talent League under-18 girls team at the moment. Welcome to City Park Radio to Jess Wushner. G'day, Jess.
Hello, how are you going?
Good, thank you. Big introduction there, but what a great career you had in the AFLW.
Yeah, I guess looking back now, it seems like I've achieved a few pretty good things in my time in the AFLW system, and I can look back at it fondly.
And, of course, you started off, just before we talk about your girls and the under-18s, you started off in the infancy of the AFLW competition. What was it like to be one of the pioneers in that competition just starting out?
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible experience to be able to, be one of the first to ever, play in the AFLW competition, and I think that's pretty special to be able to say that, 10, 15, 20 years down the track. So it was certainly an experience, it being pretty new. No one really knew what they were doing or what was going to happen, but forever grateful that I had the opportunity.
What do you see as the biggest improvements in the competition overall from those first couple of years to the AFLW product now that we're going to witness later in the year?
Yeah, I think particularly in the last probably 2 or 3 years, just the skill level of the girls has increased dramatically, and I think that's obviously coming from being able to spend more time with their craft. When they're being paid a bit better, they don't have to work as much, and they can really focus in on what they're doing, and I think that comes from resources as well, getting better coaches and more people in around the girls to better them. So, yeah, I think that's been a huge jump in the last couple of years.
Now, the opportunity, Jess, to coach our Tasmanian team in the Coates Talent League, how did that come about, and why did you put your hand up for it?
I got a call from Jeremy Webberley in October last year, just as I was sort of announced my retirement from AFLW, and had a bit of a chat with him, and he sort of asked if I was interested, and I said, I'm pretty settled in Melbourne, so I'll probably just stay here, thanks. I didn't think about it for too long until Damien Gill called me and asked me the same question, and I had a bit more of a think about it, and just thought, it's a pretty incredible opportunity to even sort of put my hand up to do it. So I applied, went through the interview process and got offered the job in January, and haven't looked back since.
Fantastic. And my co-commentator today is Rob Soward. Got a question for Jess, Rob.
Yeah, I have Jess.
Oh, I better turn your microphone on. Let's try again.
Thanks, Dave. I have Jess, and welcome. One of the things I'm a big believer of, it's the old saying, you can't be it unless you can see it. So I think our girls are very, very fortunate to have someone with your resume and background and knowledge. What's the most exciting thing you're seeing about what our Tassie girls have got and are delivering at the moment?
Yeah, I 100% agree with the you can't be what you can't see. I think our girls have been a little bit sheltered from the AFLW lifestyle previously, because they're not around the Melbourne clubs and things like that. So I think it's been great for me to be able to come in with that experience and just impart any knowledge that I can on them, because they're a great bunch of girls, and I'm really excited about the talent that we have coming through. We've got a lot of talent in every age group that's coming through at the moment, so I think we're going to be held in good stead coming in the next couple of years.
That's really great to hear that from your observations, Jess, about that talent in those year groups coming through, because as you know, and we're a bit older than you up here, we remember in both male and female sport, in Tassie, because we're a small state, we tend to have groups, don't we? We might get a group 1 year and then another one 5 years later. To hear that we've got that talent coming through all the time, as you've identified, surely an exciting time to be involved in Tasmanian football.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know that our talent operations officers, they do a mountain of work in going out to, I couldn't even count how many games every weekend, going to different sports to try and find the talent to bring into our coach league teams and our underage teams. So, when you have people that are involved that are really passionate and want to, be able to bring in the best talent into the competition, then it certainly helps us because, we get to just work with it once it comes. We don't have to do the hard work in finding it.
Jess, there's a lot of skills, obviously, in AFL footy. Is there one skill in particular that you think that puts a girl above the others when it comes to future potential as an AFL player or AFLW player? What do you think that skill or those skills are?
That's a really good question. Yeah, look, there probably is. I think the first and most important thing is the elite mindset. I think having that is a skill in itself, and you'll probably find there's some girls that have that will go to the top level over girls that maybe don't have it but have the skill level. So I think it's definitely a mindset thing. But in saying that, I think kicking is the most important thing going into the AFLW these days. The more players that are coming through are much more natural kicks than what I've probably seen in the past.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think that's, looking at AFLW in the last few years, I could see that an area that's really improved amongst the girls at that top level. The other thing, Jess, is when you're looking at girls that have got potential in sport, they're often torn between a number of sports at the age 14, 15. When you're looking at a young girl, why would you suggest them to play footy? What is it about footy that makes it so attractive for a girl, maybe in a mid-teenage years, looking forward?
Yeah, there's probably a couple of things, and I'm probably only going off what the girls that I'm coaching these days sort of have, told me that, the reason that they've picked footy is because of this and that. And I think a lot of it has to do with the combative side of things. I think they really enjoy the physicality of football, and it's different to any other sport that a lot of young girls play. So I definitely know that's something that brings the girls to it as well. And I think being in such a large group and a large team, it just really has a bit of a community family feel about it. And I think that also brings a lot of people to love the sport because of the people that they meet.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and that leads beautifully into my questions, Jess. I'm going to make a confession here. I'm an old PE teacher from way back, and one of the observations I used to make was often as young people, and particularly girls, would transition from, say, primary school into high school, they would leave physical activity, they would leave competitive sport because, it wasn't cool, it was cooler not to be doing that sort of thing. What's your message out there for any young girls who might be listening to remain engaged with physical activity and then obviously lead on to AFLW?
Yeah, that's a very good observation. It certainly wasn't cool to be playing sport as a girl back when I was playing. So, yeah, I think times have changed, and I think my message to the young girls that are wondering if they should keep playing is there's nothing else out there like feeling a part of a sporting team or feeling a part of a community within sport, and beyond the physical, benefits that you get from playing sport, it's also the people you meet along the way, and I can promise that you'll meet people that you'll be friends with for the rest of your life. So keep going.
Fantastic, yes. Let's focus for a moment on tomorrow's game, because I'm just looking at the Coates League ladder here for the girls. You're fourth on the ladder at the moment on 20 points. The Greater Western Victoria Rebels 13th on 8 points. So tomorrow you're probably favoured to win, but we know in Coates League footy things can change from week to week. So what sort of contest are you expecting tomorrow?
Yeah, look, I think any game in the Coates League, you know, there is potential for not so much an upset, but for anyone to win. So yeah, we're going to be going in with a pretty, you know, healthy mindset that we can play some good footy and hopefully get the win. I think we're going to go in tomorrow and play a really offensive game. That's our goal. We want to get our offensive game flowing a bit better. I think we've got our defensive game humming a bit in the last couple of weeks, so we're really going to hone in and try and move the ball really quick and score a lot of goals. So it should be a good watch.
Fantastic. Just one last question, Jess, before we let you go. We just saw that the tri-series between the Northwest, the NTFA and also the SFL. The Northwest at the moment are doing very well in women's footy. Can you put a finger on that? Why we're producing so many good players from the Northwest Coast, and why as a team in that competition they're so strong?
Yeah, there's some phenomenal footballers up there at the moment, and I've got quite a few of them in my team as well. And you know, I think they're just a different bunch of people up there. They live and breathe football, and you know, you won't find anyone harder at a football than, you know, someone from the Northwest Coast. So I think they have that real combative sort of mindset and style of football, and it's a joy to watch from my girls that I have, but also see it through their local leagues as well.
Fantastic, yes. Well, the umpires will come back on the ground here. Look, we wish you all the best of luck tomorrow and for the rest of the season. And thank you very much for the work you've done for women's footy already here in your role in Tasmanian footy.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Jess. That's Jess Wushner, the coach of the under 18 Coates Talent League team for Tasmania. So it's great for her to join us. Some great reflections there, Rob. Really impressive, Jess, and I think women's footy couldn't be, or junior women's footy couldn't be in any better hands than Jess Wushner.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, you spelled it out really clearly, Dave, her resume, but also her attitude and just that message. I mean, I loved what she said about the fact that what sport brings. I think sometimes we can overlook that, can't we? You know, it's what it brings. It's not necessarily about how far you kick it or handball. It's that camaraderie, that support, that mental health support, all those sorts of things.
We might just take a 30-second break here on City Park Radio. Chris Sayer, we'll give Chris and Tony, I think they've just had some food. We'll give it a chance to digest a little bit. And Chris Ball, if you've got 30 seconds for us, we'll come back in a moment and hear from the boys on the boundary. Back in a moment.
Play your cards right with new LPG deals from Elgas. Whether you're moving in or you're settled in, make the switch online today. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Don't lose out. Visit the website, choose your new deal and sign up today. Go online, www.elgas.com.au. Elgas, local, safe and reliable.
A sponsor of City Park Radio. You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football on City Park Radio.
Well, they've had chips and hot dogs down there and they're ready to go down there. The boys on the boundary. Chris Sayer, what do you got for us?
Yeah, very nice. First of all, I want to mention last night's game, other than St Kilda loss. Ari Schoenmaker had a great debut, I thought.
He did?
Really well. Some really effective kicks. He had an impact on the game. I thought he did really well. It was a real credit to him. I also want to mention playing for Brisbane was this guy called Bruce Revell, who I remember, Dave, you made too, him playing for Queensland last year in that Tassie game at North Hobart. He impressed me that day as well. So it just shows what a great game that was. That rep game at North Hobart last year was fantastic, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Anyway, Adrian Smith at North Launceston was happy with the pressure in that game. He doesn't want the kicks kicked too high, but he doesn't want to kick too low either. He did mention no worm burners, which I heard you mention in the commentary too, Dave. He said in that second quarter that North are keeping them in it, which I thought was interesting. They got some momentum back in that quarter, even that and against the wind. So he wasn't happy with that second quarter, and there are no injuries to report. So I wonder what Tony's got to say.
Oh, look, the chips are very nice, though. That was courtesy of North Launceston.
Lovely.
Just giving out things to the opposition, match managers and stuff like that. In the rooms, James Bealey was having his knee strapped, so that might restrict his movements a bit. And Noah Holmes had his left thigh rubbed down. Players and coaches only was the call from Peter Ryan. Took him into the back room just for the end part of it, so that's why I came out early. However, before that, really, I think they need to start involving Bryce Adams a bit more. He took 2 or 3 good marks, one in defence, a couple right on the lines, right in front of you guys. One grab marks. They need to get him involved rather than being more Josh Green-centric. The forwards in their little huddle, they were looking at the diagram board and trying to work out who should be running where. So there's a bit of confusion there. But I really think that they'll stick to what they were saying. They think that they've got to stick with the North players and not let them run away from them. Too often they, particularly in the first quarter, they were saying that the North player was just running away from the pack and the Clarence player was hanging back. And basically Peter Ryan at quarter time accuses a few of the players of being quite lazy about it. So I wish I'd known what he said to them at half time, but I didn't, because he took them into the locker room. Game's about to start, so back to you guys and I'll get back to my chips.
I wish I'd had those hot chips. We're on the 4th floor if anyone's listening down there who's giving chips out too, by the way.
Lovely. About to start here in the third quarter at UTAS Stadium. Dave Moore, Rob Soward, Dave Gruber and the boys in the boundary, Tony Webb and Chris Sayer. Third quarter action. Can the Roos fight back? They're 21 points down. It's 1 versus 2. Last half of footy action here at UTAS Stadium. Rob Soward.
Holmes and Lee. Holmes this time takes it out, taps to himself. Umpire, I thought he was going to pay a free kick against Holmes for tackling himself, but no. Lee's got the free kick. Bombers will have a first look at it with an inside 50. That's a beautiful push off there by Stingle. Thought he might have dropped that. The umpire said no, and actually, no, he did drop that. Stingle sort of throwing the head back, but he didn't take that cleanly. The ball sat up in the breeze, as we've talked about for much of the day. So that would have been an interesting start. The Bombers had converted that. Lee takes that out of there. Quick kick forward. Bounces around to Garnis. Thomas takes it off the front of the pack and kicks the goal. 30 seconds into the third quarter. What a start. North Launceston. We move on to 6-5-41. Clarence 2-2-14.
A little bit of class about the young 16-year-old there, Tane Thomas. Read that beautifully. And that's his second classy goal today. He's in the Tasmanian under-16 squad. And they played recently against the Northern Territory. And just a little bit of excitement about the young man. Long way to go in his footy development, but certainly showed a bit of class there, Rob.
The thing I loved, Dave, wasn't just the finish. It was just getting to the right spot to get hold of the football.
Yep.
But I was going to say right at the start, Clarence have got to turn, because they've got the breeze, they've got to turn in front at three-quarter time if there's any chance. That's going to hurt him.
Lee taps it almost to himself. Now gets it to Sulzberger. He's handballed under pressure. And the tackle laid there on Holmes. So it'll be a ball up. In fact, that was Oscar Paprotny there getting tackled. Up it goes. Lee with the tap out, trying to find Stingle, who was held. Umpire saw that. Play on to advantage. Cox Goodyear bounce. Now it's still play on to advantage. Another free kick. Cox Goodyear 40 out. Snaps for goal across the face. One behind. So 2 free kicks there and 2 advantages paid. Cox Goodyear probably should have made better of that. As we say, it's tough today with that breeze to judge those shots on goal. Kick comes out here, just clears the head of Thomas, falls in the lap of Liam Howard. He kicks it nicely and finds Keegan Ryan. Ryan with the handball release to Noonan. Kicks quickly to half forward. Taken though by Ives. Handballs backwards to Bennett. Now to Lockie Mitchell. Waits for the handball, gets it back to Bennett. Now to Nicholas. Geez, they worked this out pretty well. Nicholas got nowhere to go at the moment. Measures the handball okay to Avent. His kick looking for Bales. Oh, big collision on the wing. I think both players are okay, although Bales is slow to get up. The kick was meant for Bales, and the Clarence player was closing quickly.
Yeah, both players just had eyes for the footy, Dave, didn't they, there?
I think Bales is all right. It's just been winded in the contact. The boundary throw in Railway wing. Early days in the third quarter, beg your pardon. 6-6-42 the Bombers. Clarence 2-2-14.
Lee takes front position. Ball sits cleared away there by Clarence. It looked like Green. Quick kick forward. Further up the ground, Josh Green. Ball sits there for Cox Goodyear. Missed his initial target, found his second target, but unfortunately for everyone concerned, he was out of bounds at the time of grabbing that handball. So we're going to have a boundary throw in, just ticked over 3 minutes in the third term here. Bombers have added to their score, Clarence not as yet. Ball just thrown in inside the forward 50 area in Clarence's attacking zone. Lee, nice tap, back towards the boundary line. And James Holmes chasing that one, but couldn't keep that in. So we're going to have a rerun of the previous. Interesting, it looks like Borsboom is contesting the ruck here.
Okay.
He is giving away a fair bit of height and weight to Alex Lee, who pushes him out of the way. Ball sits for Borsboom. Quick hands, out. Back towards Rainbird. Goes back inboard. Shot on goal. Not going to quite make the distance. Oh, just didn't quite sit. Escorted over the boundary line there by the Bombers defenders. It just didn't quite sit. I think that was Borsboom.
It was Dolliver, I think.
Dolliver, was it?
Long
20 long sleeves. Yeah, it was Dolliver. Just didn't quite sit for him. Bombers had the numbers around. They've seen it out just next to the behind post.
Boundary throw in, Lee front position. Tries to tap it away. Spills free. Josh Green, dangerous. Gets it back to Tyson Hanslow. Swings it towards goal. 2 against 1 there. Rainbird is the one for Clarence. He sees the ball over the boundary line. So some forward pressure here from Clarence. A trail by 28 points. Early goal to North Launceston from Tane Thomas.
Noah Holmes must have gone off, has he?
Keep an eye on that one. I know Noah Holmes. He's resting down here on the wing. Kick behind play.
Got him. Yep.
Nicholas with the tap out. Green being busy. Kicks it towards the goal square. Al Holmes can't take it. Knocked away from him. Out of bounds. Geez, a few boys in the long sleeves today for the Clarence team. There's young Jack Dolliver up there. Al Holmes, Borsboom.
Got the same hairdresser too, a lot of them do. They're very hard to call.
They are. So boundary thrown right beside the left behind post. The Roos deep in attack. Al Holmes with Lee. Lee wins it easily. Here's Rainbird. Gets through. Gets tackled by Bales. Releases to Green, who's also tackled. Great tackling in the back line there for North Launceston. As both Rainbird and Green tried to find a bit of space to get a shot on goal. Just couldn't get boot to ball. Lee and Al Holmes again. Lee flips it over the back. Rainbird. Handball smothered. Goes in again, does Mitch Rainbird. Bales. Now to Avent. Up the wing. There's a Gannis and Holmes. Holmes picks it up. Bealey. Oh, gee, took on the tackler. Got the ball away just in time. Griffiths has tackled. Borsboom kicks it straight to Alex Lee. Handball. Now to Bennett. Oh, swings out of trouble, does Bennett. Now to Van Dam. Oh, he kicks it straight to the chest of Noah Holmes. Leans back on a kick to the goal square. Al Holmes can't quite take it. Front and square, all North Launceston. Taken by Dolliver. He's tackled. In fact, it was Ollie Preshaw. Mitch Nicholas with a handball. Now Cox Goodger through the middle. Takes a bounce. Gets a couple of blocks. Mitch Nicholas. Sideways handball. Manchandon gets to 45. Gets to 40. Manchandon kicks. A behind for North Launceston. It's a couple of chances they might rue down the track. North Launceston 6-7-43, 2-2-14. Time to catch a breath. Rob Soward, over to you.
Beautifully called, David. If it was one end of the ground to the other, and a goal would have capped that beautiful passage of play off. Ball's kicked in and taken there by Lachlan Davey. Cross half back for the Roos. He goes long. It's in front of us here. Bennett! Oh, Fletcher Bennett, great mark. Goes back inboard. Picks out Sulzberger. He goes further afield looking for Nicholas. Chopped off beautifully there by the Clarence Roos. Preshaw, 2 bounces, 3 bounces. Lines up. Heads for home. Preshaw hits the post. Oh, deserved better. Beautifully. Picked his pocket, Preshaw. 4 bounces. Heads for home. Hits the post. I reckon he should get more than 1 point for that, Dave. It's a lot harder to do, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's Harry Bales has the ball. This reminds me, I'll get back to you in a minute, the next stoppage of the game against Lauderdale. I'll tell you why in a moment. As it's kicked towards the wing, close to the boundary line. And it'll be a free kick for holding. It's going to go the Roos' way. I think it's the youngster over there, the late inclusion in Lachlan Davey. Kicks inside 50, but Bennett there, another intercept mark. He leads the league for those at the moment. There's Fletcher Bennett. Now gets it to Sulzberger. Sulzberger short now to Ives. Juggles the mark but takes it. Has a runner in Bales, who's confronted. Now to Sulzberger. Bales by hand. Bailey Mitchell has to get out of trouble. In fact, that Stingle does it well to Cox. Gee, the skill level of the Bombers is great here. Van Dam puts Griffiths under pressure. Somehow gets it to Bales, who gets to 45. Pushed off his kick slightly to the goal square. Keegan Wiley's there, who sees it through for a behind. I was going to say, Rob, a couple of weeks ago, North Launceston Lauder are very low scoring the first half, and then the game just burst open in the second half. Perhaps through player fatigue a little bit. But we're starting to see that here. The ball is zipping from one end to the other. Terrific skills. As Keegan Wiley now clears it out for Clarence.
Nice kick. Got the breeze behind them, as we said, but it's all Bombers there. Cox good, a clever little tap. Back in the direction there of Ahern, I think that was. Off Sulzberger's hands, ball bobbling in the middle, Stingle after it. Clarence player in Ryan in there, holds it up, which was probably just as well. Bombers had the numbers to take that away.
Free kick, Ryan.
Picked the free kick out to Ryan there. It was good courage from Ryan. Moves it by hand quickly, gets it back, loads it up, heads inside 50. Bombers have got the numbers. Dropped there by, I think there was a Loans, dropped it.
Yeah, Bryce Loans might rue that one a little bit. Rob, he got the hands to it nicely. You see he's disappointed.
I'm just wondering, I mean, it's easy for us, we're here in the box, but I'm just wondering if they just misjudged it a little with that breeze because it is gusty. Buckman do battle. It was a Loams against Lee. Lee goes the second time there, cleans up his Clarence opponent, comes away there. Sulzberger heads out to the wing. Griffiths tumbles. Ball hacked back towards the middle. Beautifully plucked out of the air there. I think that was Stingle. Nice kick forward. Bombers looking to build. It's Kerr. Goes wide to a teammate in Simpson. Bombers look dangerous when they craft something out of that back half. Simpson goes long. Heads towards Leary. Goes over his head. Sits for Griffiths. Griffiths again! Don't tell me, Harvey Griffiths! What a goal! This time from the other side of the ground.
Harvey Griffiths. Unbelievable. He's getting handshakes from his teammates. How many times can you do this, magician? Oh, my goodness. That was just another fantastic goal.
I'm just speechless, Davey.
Yeah.
He just had nothing to work with, did he? No daylight, and he somehow found a way, and you can look at the Clarence players there. They can't believe it.
Well, they're stunned because just the skill level there. Both those goals, that was as tough as the first one. It probably wasn't as far out, but on the left-hand side. You're so speechless, I might have to get David Gruber to speak and give us some stats.
Yeah, okay. Inside 50s, 5 apiece. Clarence just ahead there, 6-3. North Launceston hit out 7-1 this quarter. Yeah, it's what? It's crazy.
Ball's back in the middle. Lee's taken it away and driven it forward again. Just bobbling around there in the Man-Shannon direction. Clarence come away. It's going to be okay for them. That was Preshaw. He's been busy today. Chopped off beautifully by Harry Bales on the true wing position. Directing traffic back towards the middle. A little chip kick there and taken there by Bo Nash. Goes to Van Dam. Building up again. Van Dam plays on. Drives it inside 50. Bombers players getting a run at, but all Clarence back there, and that's nicely taken there by Preshaw. He's been everywhere. There's about 3 of him out there at the moment.
Ollie Preshaw.
Trying his best.
He's playing across half back at the moment. He's a bit of a swingman for the Roos. Up to the wing and an easy mark there to Van Dam. They're just on top in every part of the game at the moment, the Bombers. Kick to Leary. Takes on the second, third grab. So he'll be kicking from on 50, which will be tough into this breeze. And the windsock tells us it's still a factor here. As Rob, you've been dying to give that AFL score, but so it looks like the Bulldogs are on top there.
Yeah, 7-7-49 to 4-3-27. Robbie Sanders, North Launceston legend, I was talking to before the game, would be delighted for his grandson Riley and that result so far.
Oh, smart play there by Leary, gets it to Lee, still a long way out. Had Griffiths leading up at him. But I'll tell you what, Alex Lee can kick the ball a long way. I'm sure he's going the mongrel here. I think it's the traditional drop punt. He sets it up towards the goal square. Gunner's front position, bustled out of the way. Good work by Noah Holmes. Handball over the top to Glover. Hacks out of defence. Bounces off the chest there of young Davey. Gets it back again. They tap it on. Jack Preshaw off the ground. Harper uses his body well. Going in hard is Dolliver. And we'll get a ball up here, centre wing. 7-8 to 2-3. 2 goals to 0 in this quarter. From the ball up, Alholmes once again rucking against Lee. Alholmes wins this one. And we'll get a secondary ball up. Trying to get some TSL quarter time here. So the games are underway at the Twin Ovals and at Lauderdale. And at Lauderdale, it's Lauderdale 33 to the Demons 7. Twin Ovals, the Tigers 18, Glenorchy 6. And here it's Alex Lee with a kick towards half forward to Aganis off his hands. Griffiths can't quite pick it up. Well done, Keegan Wiley. Jack Preshaw now. Handballs it nicely to Hanslow. Short kick looking for Green. Holds up in the breeze a little bit. Nicholas has got it at half back. Sweeping kick is going to work out all right here to Lockie Mitchell. Over the top, Sulzberg will be under pressure. Has support though from Kerr. Brushes aside an opponent. Gets it back now here towards Mitchell. Mitchell inside 50 in his 50th game, but it falls in the lap there of Liam Howard in the defensive goal square.
Desperate play there from Howard. Pumps it out wide. Boom! He's just about knocked that one out to Kings Meadows as Lockie Mitchell with a massive punch. And you know, that desperation just sums up Northern Bombers, doesn't it? I mean, comfortable lead, 35 points. Running into the breeze at the moment, and Mitchell's just killed that and given his forwards an opportunity to keep that ball trapped inside 50. Nice long throw in. Aganis got rid of there by Holmes. Quickly hacked into a dangerous position. Clarence player tackled there. That was Wiley, tackled the ground.
Dave Gruber inside 50 update.
9 North Launceston, 5 for Clarence.
About 20 metres out from the Bombers' goal, Aganis and Holmes. Holmes got first hand on it. Dangerous, lots of Bombers there trying to get hold of it, but they scored it over the boundary line.
Might have paid that deliberate, is it? No.
This must have been infringed against there. Well, given what Harvey Griffiths has done today, Dave, I mean, look, you know, I'm half expecting him to put a blindfold on and something in his mouth or something, you know, and kick it over his head. Here we go. Griffiths magic.
Not this time.
He's missed the easiest shot, hasn't he? No, bad luck, Harvey. 50th game. What a game to remember for him. We move on to 7-10, I think that is. 7-10-52. Clarence 2-3-15. 16 minutes gone, third term.
Short kick comes out to Liam Howard. He's done pretty well down back today. He's going to go sideways to Oliver Preshaw. He's also been pretty good. Thinks about another switch, but then goes up the wing. Target here is Alholmes, who takes a good mark. But as we mentioned, he has to come up a long way to get these marks. Inside 50 is not a player inside it at the moment. So he has to lay it up to the edge of 50. Bennett, front position, over the back. Holmes pursues it, but Event gets there first and sees it over the boundary line.
It's a great point you made there, Dave. They've taken Clarence's game away from them. I mean, if you've got him marking the ball, Alholmes marking the ball on the wing, there's no one to kick it to.
That's right.
Just taking that away from them.
Yeah, that breeze still a little bit now affects Mike. Blowing in through our window here. As Lee swings it to the wing. Front position, Ahern nearly takes a good mark. Holmes will be tackled to a standstill. Ball up. See our cameraman there, he's all rugged up. Job, in debut today, doing a great job.
Yeah, no hot chips up here, Dave, is there, eh? With hypothermia. Ball in dispute. Just in front of the wing position there. The umpire said that's mine. You sort of feel that the game's just got away from Clarence here at the moment. I mean, still plenty of time left, but Bombers are just all over them at the moment. Cox Goodger goes without it. Bobbling around. Manshannon had it, lost it. Lee held up and another ball up. Ball's boom, hands that back to the umpire. Just in front of the interchange area there. Umpire puts that one up in the air. Lee and Holmes. Holmes, nice tap. Gets it back off hands. Kicks it high, just outside 50. Ooh. Lots of courage there from Bennett. Bobbling around. Clarence have got the numbers. Bombers now even that up a little bit. Clarence player down in back pay. Umpires picked a free kick out.
Might be a throw, I think.
Throw, was it?
Yep, incorrect disposal.
It'll come back here to the Northern Bombers, and that's a free kick there to Jack Avent. Goes out wide. Bales gives it off. Nice kick forward there, chopped off beautifully across halfback. I think that's Preshaw.
It's that man again.
Yeah, they want to, as I said, they want a few of him. He's gone short. Taken there by Harper. He's on the wing position, almost as wide as he can be and still be in play. Kick's gone off hands and gone out in front of the old Railway Workers Hill here at UTAS Stadium. Approaching 19 minutes in the third term. North Launceston running into the breeze in the third term. 7-9-51. Clarence 2-3-15.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 13 11 61. Thanks for your support, Elgas, for our sports broadcasts this year. Boundary throw in. Lee wins the tap to space. Who can run onto it? Cox Goodger can. Beautiful handball to Stingle, who gets it in turn here towards Man Shandon. Keeps it in front of him. Fumbles slightly, falls over. Still Northern Bombers. Cox Goodger now to Griffiths. Low kick inside attacking 50. Leary, can he get it to Tane Thomas? He takes it himself. He's going to be tackled. No, he's not. He gets free. Brandon Leary for goal. Won't make the distance. Oh, getting back there was young Davey. It spills through for a behind.
Just going to say, Dave, during that call there, Leary does things that you can't coach. I mean, you just saw that, didn't you? Just freakish.
I think he might have had the handball on there to Tane Thomas, just between you and me and the listeners. As Howard kicks up towards the wing. Taken over by Cox Goodger. Another turnover from the Roos. Sideways handball, Griffiths. Cox Goodger from the boundary, centering kick towards Man Shandon. He's a bit outsized there by the big Clarence defenders. Holmes takes it, bursts through, gets it to Ollie Preshaw, who's just sat upon, and that'll be a ball up. 25 out from the Northern Bombers goal.
You just wonder with someone, like Leary, with the bag of tricks he's got, if he had that opportunity at the next level with better players around him.
Absolutely.
He just does freaky stuff.
Handball, tap out from Holmes to Ollie Preshaw to just stay in play. It's knocked out by Bennett. He's been good again today, Fletcher Bennett.
Yeah, terrific how he reads the play. He's just so important. As I said before the game, if I was coaching, I'd be manning him up because he's just so dangerous in that intercept and rebound style that he plays so well.
You see him drifting back now there as the spare man, and his father there, Richard Bennett, who celebrated his 59th birthday during the week. Happy birthday, Richard. Just cruised on by as the club runner. Now Stingle swings it towards full forward. Aganis meets it. He's got it now, the big cat. Gets it to Tane Thomas, to Leary, over his head looking for Van Dam. Oliver Preshaw gets in the way. Josh Green, who's down back, dives in. Van Dam again. And seeing Josh Green now, almost playing on the ball here at the moment. He's drifted right down from the attack. Up it goes. Holmes tries to find Paprotny. Van Dam inside out for goal. Right foot is an absolute beauty. Oscar Van Dam. Great goal, North Launceston. And they are careering away here now at UTAS Stadium. 8-10-58 to 2-3-15. And Big Noah has been taking it out of the ruck all day. He had the opportunity that time. He went for the little tap, but it was read beautifully by Oscar Van Dam. And his acceleration out of the contest was elite on that occasion.
Yeah, it was just fantastic, Dave, as you called. I mentioned Noah Holmes' development before the game, and you look at an Oscar Van Dam. Sides don't necessarily just get better by recruiting players, they get better by developing players, and we talked about Noah Holmes' excellent development. Oscar Van Dam's found just a whole new level this year with the work that he's done, and a massive credit to him and his coaches, but that was beautifully read and a beautiful inside-out goal. Back in the middle, Lee and Holmes, you sort of think it's a lost cause here now for the Roos. The umpire will have that one back again. I'm going to get out on a limb here, Dave. I'm really going to nail McCullers to the mast and say with the Northern Bombers, they are unbeatable on this ground for the rest of the year. There you go. Holmes takes that one out of the air. Desperately looking for something for Clarence. Bennett, both hands on it. Sits for that man Van Dam. Back to Bennett. Bennett by hand heads back to a beautiful tackle there and run down by Stingle. The umpire says that's holding the ball. Oh, look, you'd think that there was a point in it, not 7 goals. Beautiful play there from Stingle. What a great in he's been for the Bombers this year. Goes back there to Ives. Has a bounce. loads up, and what a luxury he's been to be able to play him back there after his wonderful forward play in the last couple of seasons. Bombers go inboard, misses everyone, was in the Cox-Goodger direction. Clarence clean it up, sits there over Harper, swings around, trying to find something, bobbles around there. Good quick kick forward. Oh, no, I think that was Green.
Was.
Quick kick forward, and he's had a bit more time than he thought. He needs goals, not behinds. That's not going to do it for them. Ball comes back into play here for the Bombers. Sits for Bales.
Bales at half-back. Kicks now towards Sulzberger. Get an AFL update there in a second, Rob, if you've got one. Sulzberger on defensive 50. 24 minutes gone in this third quarter. It's been all the Northern Bombers. They've kicked 3 goals, 5 to 2 behinds. For Hearn. Up here looking for Griffiths. It goes beyond him, and it's great mark there by Garnetts.
Bulldogs 8-7 for Fremantle 5-4.
Garnetts chips it to Sulzberger. Sulzberger. Attacking side of the wing. Avent, centre wing now. Gets the kick from Sulzberger. Beautiful sunshine here. Chilly day, but pleasant enough. A lot of patrons on the far side in the sunshine. Up comes Griffiths, takes a strong mark on the chest. Gets up slowly. He's kicked 3 goals today, 2 of which were absolute brilliant performances from the boundary line. Shaggy blonde hair blowing in the breeze. Chips up the kick. Leary front position. First grab. Can't get the second. Out of bounds. 25 minutes gone. No broadcast next week on City Park Radio, but the week after that, last weekend in June, we've got a triple header. Tornadoes Friday night. Back here at UTAS Stadium on the Saturday afternoon. North versus the Tigers. And then Tornadoes again on Saturday night. It'll be a busy boy that weekend, Rob.
You'll sleep well Saturday night, Dave, I reckon.
That's right. Here's Griffiths now, trying the ball. Getting there first, though, was Rainbird. Back to Griffiths. Did he get one high? Played for it. Good umpiring. Ball up, 45 out.
I reckon you'll deserve that cup of hot chocolate Saturday night to soothe those vocal cords.
Absolutely. As from the ball up, Sulzberger, left foot. Scrubby old kick, might work out okay. Cleary meets it. Handballs to no one in particular. Jacob Kerr's tackled from behind, somehow gets a handball away. And we'll get another ball up. Next weekend in Northern Tasmania, we've got the competition you're familiar with, Rob, the Sardist footy competition. And St Pat's are playing Guildford in the boys and the girls.
Be a terrific encounter. They were very successful schools in recent years, Dave.
Absolutely, and a lot of the players we're seeing here for both teams. Noah Holmes is one. He played in a premiership team with Guildford Young a few years back. He's got the ball right now. Kicks it wide here, looking for Harry Fisher. Oh, he drops the mark he should have taken. Plenty of time to recover. Handballs to Keegan Wiley. Up here looking for Al Holmes, but getting the fist in the way is Alex Lee, the ruckman. Drifting back, a kick behind the play. He knocks it out of bounds. 27 minutes gone here at UTAS Stadium. First versus second. It's the Bombers 8-10-58, leading Clarence 2-4-16. Rob Soward.
It's just another example of the desperation. Like I said, you'd think it was a one-goal game, and his teammates came there and patted him on the back for his effort. They're up by 7 goals, not 1, and that effort and energy is still the same. Umpire looking for the footy. He's found it.
Our mate Dom Shiliro.
Tucked away there in the interchange area.
Son of the great Rob Shiliro, Northern Tasmania basketball legend.
Absolutely. Lee takes it out of the air, front position. Cute little kick forward. Given off nicely there by Chug to Leary. Chug angling to get it back. Leary tackles the Clarence player in Borsboom over the boundary line just in front of us here. Late stages of the third term, 27 and a half minutes gone. North Launceston 8-10-58, Clarence 2-4-16. Umpire throws it in. Holmes and Lee sort of getting on top of that in that battle, you'd think. Different game styles. Quick kick forward there by Rainbird. Cox-Goodger at the back, cleans it up. Heads out there to Mitch Nicholas. And that's the siren to end the third term. North Launceston, a terrific third term into the breeze, 8-10-58. Clarence 2-4-16. Dave, I'll swing straight into the goal kickers. Harvey Griffiths leading all comers with 3 goals for North Launceston. Tane Thomas with 2. Singles to Oscar Van Dam, Brandon Leary and Sam Simpson. And for Clarence, didn't add to their tally that term of goals, that is, Josh Green and Bryce Allome. So with the breeze, Clarence only able to add 2 behinds, Dave.
Yes.
North Launceston running into the breeze, adding 3 goals, 5.
Yeah, look, they showed their dominance in that quarter. They came out and they kicked a goal, I think, in the first minute through their agency of Tane Thomas, and they sort of never looked back from there. And there's 42 points. It's hard to see the Roos coming back from there, Rob.
Yeah, it is. And for me, Dave, there's been a couple of things reinforced today. I did say earlier that no one will beat North Launceston on this big ground. It just suits their game style perfectly. I think on the flip of that, it's found some gaps in the Clarence thing. I've seen a bit of Clarence on the live stream, and they're certainly a very, very talented side, but they've been found wanting on this big ground today.
Yeah, they have, and it's very similar to the first time the two played each other. So, I mean, they are going to meet in finals, I think, at some stage. I think Clarence are too good a side to fall away from here this season, so they're going to have to find a way through North Launceston defence especially. I mean, just that back unit back there, Ives, Bennett, Nicholas, Bales, both Mitchells, are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, you don't win premierships in June. That's and that's perhaps what I'd be taking out of it if I'm Ryan. There's a lot of things they've seen today that they've got to address, and they've got time to do it. They're a very, very talented side, a very skilled side, but the Bombers have taken away the Clarence game style. Like you called a couple of times, you've got Bryce Allome's marking the ball on the wing. Well, that's terrific, but what's going to happen there? You've got Preshaw back taking a stack of marks in defence, which is great, but it's the next kick. It's the kick after that, isn't it?
Dave Gruber, stats to three-quarter time, please.
Hit-outs North Launceston, 39 to Clarence 34. Clearances, 38. North Launceston, 27 for Clarence. Inside 50s, 35 for North Launceston. Clarence of 25. Marks inside 55 for North Launceston, 4 for Clarence. Intercept marks, 12 North Launceston, 8 for Clarence. And free kicks, pretty even, 19 for Clarence, 18 for North Launceston.
She has marks inside 50, still only 9 for the day, so really swirly wind is really
a lot less than we're used to seeing.
Absolutely.
More intercept marks inside 50 than...
Absolutely. Tells a story. As three-quarter time, time for a break, time for a hot drink. Get a cappuccino from sponsor Brew Coffee Hut. They're here at the game today behind the interchange bench. Thank you for your sponsorship of City Park Radio. Really quickly around the grounds at Twin Ovals, it's the Tigers 4-9-33 leading Glenorchy 2-2-14, and at Lauderdale it's the Bombers 6-3-39 leading North Hobart 2-2-14. AFL, Rob?
Half-time at Marvel Stadium, Western Bulldogs 9-8-62, Fremantle Dockers 5-4-34.
And here it's the Bombers by 42 points. Back in just a moment.
Play your cards right with new LPG deals from Elgas. From LPG account credits, fixed pricing and carbon offset options, Elgas has got you covered. Go online, www.elgas.com.au.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
After many years of witnessing increased building costs, Rainbow Building Solutions has now reintroduced a new range of kit homes. Backed by over 20 years of building knowledge, we can supply kit-only kit homes for your builder or owner-builder, or fully project managed, which includes council approvals, all inspections, concreting, and of course the installation. No need to deal with multiple contractors. No stress. For a free, no-obligation quote, please call Rainbow Building Solutions on 1300 737 910 or visit the website rainbowbuilding.com.au. Rainbow Building Solutions, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Reelin' in the Years has expanded its horizons. For over 3.5 decades, Reelin' has played music from the 60s and 70s. Now it incorporates the 80s, as well as dipping into the latter half of the 50s, where rock and roll began. But the focus will still be on the 60s and 70s. Tune into Reelin' in the Years, music from the 50s to the 80s, every Saturday from 5 on City Park Radio.
Mr. Lotto here. If you need Lotto, we're open. If you need post, we're open. If you need magazines, we're open. In fact, we're open for everything, pretty much all the bleeding time. And weekends. Good, innit? So, what are you waiting for? Come on in. Invermain News Agency. Serving you when you need us most. Tirry Pie.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to Tasmanian State League Football on City Park Radio.
Dave Moore, Rob Sauer, Dave Gruber. Up here in the commentary box and down on the boundary, we've got Tony Webb and Chris Sayer. And I think they're both breaking away now from the huddles. Chris, down to you.
First observation is it's warmer in the sunshine. Second observation, Richard Bennett's done a hamstring.
Oh, no.
He's got it wrapped up. He's going to see out the game. What a trooper, right?
Okay.
For another year older. Adrian Smith said the opportunities there to set up this game. He loves the overlap and the runs. The baseline for their game is run and pressure and the hunt. And also they've got to take out big games. Looking forward to the finals, I think was the hint there. Big games make reputations. So here's Tony.
It was reasonably quiet there. The forwards line were told that they've got to have more presence on the lead. They've got to react when the North players start to run. Then Peter Ryan came out, took them into their huddle, and after about 1 minute asked me to leave, so he wanted to have a quiet word. Says they've got to play for pride though, feels they can't win this game, so just try to play the Clarence way, play for pride. And Noah Holmes has definitely got an injury, probably the upper left thigh, which is what he had massaged a bit on in the half-time break. When the players all got together and went for the usual walk down the centre half forward, he stayed crouched down, so he's obviously playing injured.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Chris, for that report. Good timing. Umpire Tom McIntyre raises the ball in the air, and we're getting it underway. Last quarter action here, round 12 TSL. Rob Soward.
Holmes v.
Rob.
v. Lee, been a battle we've liked all day. Ball comes away to the Bombers. Sulzberger, a little chip kick back to Holmes, who's dropped back and taken the mark. Moves it on quickly. Goes out to Rainbird, gives it by hand out of the wing position. Clarence looking to fashion something here early. Borsboom. Nice kick inside 50. Beautiful long kick. All Bombers back there though. Fletcher Bennett with an intercept mark. How many times do we say that, I wonder? Van Dam takes it. Bennett running past as an option. Fletcher Bennett, nice little measured kick, although he's picked out the Clarence player there. I think that's Borsboom, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is, Rob.
He looks like he's about half a kilometre.
No, it's young
away.
Jack Dolliver.
He's half a kilometre away from us, Jack Dolliver. Drives that inside 50, giving the Clarence forwards a look at it. Ball bobbles around there. Green, dangerous, tackled beautifully. Bombers' defence has been just relentless today. Quick kick out of defence. Going to be okay for him. Cox Goodger gathers, gives it back. Van Dam gives it back inboard. Lee back to Van Dam. They're just too classy here at the moment. Cox Goodger goes back inboard, chopped off beautifully there by Noah Holmes. Heads inside 50 in the Green direction. Green didn't want the contact, sits. Green quick kick for goal, and a great goal to Josh Green to start the last term here for the Clarence Rouge. What a great passage of play, Dave.
It was, and a great chop out there from Noah Holmes. He read it beautifully. Jacob Kerr was out and about, ready to take that ball, and Holmes read it. And he got the kick inside 50, and Josh Green took possession, and he's hobbling is Josh Green, which is not a great sign for the Roos. Doesn't look comfortable at all. I don't know whether he's done a soft tissue injury or copped a knock, but he's going to stay out there. But yeah, class there from Josh Green. His second goal of the day. Kicked one in the first quarter, now one to start the last quarter.
You could see he just didn't want the contact there. He just wanted to sit off, and he was really clever with his use of the body, and he gathered the ball and kicked a great goal. So hopefully he's okay. Ball back in the middle. Holmes and Lee. Umpires found a free kick. Advantage paid. Bombers way. Van Dam, 2 bounces. Heads inside 50. Heads towards goal. Oh, just off hands. Probably put a little bit more mustard on that. That was Liam Howard, who got a desperate hand on that one.
He's been good today. The youngster there in the long sleeves, number 16.
Yes, they'll certainly learn a lot from this. When you play the best side on their home deck, you like to think you take a lot out of it on the trip home to do and use next time.
Keegan Wiley, long out of defence. Bealey went far too early. Fringed against Cox Goodger. And Bealey gets up, or doesn't get up actually. He's quite sore after that big fly.
I often wonder why they do that. I mean, he was no hope of marking that at all, was he?
Not at the time he went for the ball, no. The ball was nowhere near it. As Cox Goodger kicks inside 50. Bouncing ball, Leary on the boundary line. And sees it out of bounds. Just notice that first foray forward, Rob. It was obvious they know that Clarence are going to look for a Loams, and both Bennett and Eyes were all over Bryce Loams. He had no chance of marking it whatsoever.
Yeah, they've just taken their game away from them today, and that's good coaching, isn't it? And good leadership from both of those players you mentioned.
Front position to Gannis. Straight to Howard, though. Ollie Preshaw has been moved back to defence. Kicks it out of bounds on the full. So free kick, Cox Goodger. Probably just beyond his range. So will he set this up or look for a target? There's plenty of leads presenting. He might be going to have a crack here. I just wrote him off being able to kick it. Let's see. 55 out. Cox Goodger. Oh my goodness. What a kick that is. He raises his arms to the North fans in the stands. And what a great goal that was. Well, I'd give him away, Rob. I should know better. After all these years, I should know better than to say Brad Cox Goodger can't do something. Because he just did it. 9-11-65, 3-4-22. First goal of the afternoon of Brad Cox Goodger.
Yeah, he's kicked it from the most difficult spot on the ground there with the way that breeze is working, Dave. But no, I thought he was going to gesture up to you here. I thought someone was in his ear on that one. But
I'm sure he'll listen back to it later.
He'll remind us of that. But beautiful strike from the number one.
Gee, it's been an interesting game this one. There's been some really dour patches with lots of stoppage, but some of the goals that we've seen kicked, I mean, unbelievable stuff.
As good as anything we've ever seen, I'd say, today, some of them.
Inside 50s, Dave Gruber, early days, last quarter.
Yeah, early. Scores three for Clarence, 2 for North Launceston.
Okay, so a goal each in this last quarter. As the kick goes forward now, here towards Glover, slight fumble. Now Bales finds a man free. Stingle just gets a kick away in time. Chaos ball towards half forward. Doing well there is Keegan Wiley. And ball backwards. Kick to the wing. Here towards Keegan Ryan. In fact, that was Whitelaw who kicks it further forward. Off the contest. Jack Avent gets the call from Bennett, who's tackled pretty well there by Jack Preshaw. Not penalised, out of bounds. Boundary throw in right in front of us. It's North Launceston 9-11-65. Clarence 3-4-22. 5 minutes gone, last quarter.
It's been a great battle all day. Just thinking if Holmes has got that little bit of a leg niggle that the boys mentioned, I don't know why he's still on. I'd probably have him on ice if it was me.
I suppose it depends if it's a corky or a muscle strain. If it's a cork, sometimes he's got to stay out there a little bit.
Yeah. He's got no strapping on it or anything like that, so it could have just been a cork, like you say, Dave. Umpires found a free kick here for Stingle, who I think has been terrific for the Bombers today. Runs around the man on the mark, loads up onto that left leg, down towards the line. Ball bobbles around. Oh. Griffiths was in a dangerous spot, but off hands and a boundary throw in. Half forward flank for the Northern Bombers. We've played 6 minutes in the last quarter. North Launceston 9-11-65, Clarence 3-4-22. A goal apiece each in this last quarter. So far, an absolute cracker to Brad Cox Goodger and a really nice goal from Josh Green for Clarence. Umpire throws it in. Lee, front position. Holmes roves the back. Lee's down. I'm not sure what happened there. Ball bobbling around. Clarence trying to pick it up. I think that was Dolliver. Picked up beautifully by Bennett, who's been one of the Bombers' best. Sulzberger tries to gather it. Sits beautifully there for Chugg. Heads goalwards. Declan Chugg. Oh, another dagger into the heart of the Clarence Roos. You've got people popping up, kicking goals from everywhere, and Declan Chugg just a touch above. He's just such a classy player, Dave, isn't he, at both ends of the ground?
He's just moved from defence to the forward line this year, where he played a lot of his junior footy. He pops up for that 2-3 goals every week. And Groobs, that's his first today. The vice-captain, Declan Chugg. Just the skills there of North Launceston close. The handball skills under pressure. Just pretty elite. And the margin now, game high, 49 points. 10-11-71, 3-4-22. We've still got probably 20 minutes to play of this contest. And this is where the fitness of North Launceston often gets teams. They will run this game out. No doubt about that. Keegan Ryan in the ruck now. Lee thumps it forward. Up here towards Leary. Clears him. Now Van Dam. Kicks to space inside 50. Aganis leads out. Oh, he runs straight into Tane Thomas. They both fall over like 9 pins. Clarence able to clear. And hits the chest there of Glover on the wing. 45 kick to Paprotny, who started the game well. It's faded. Oscar Paprotny runs the full measure. Inside 50. Presenting nicely is James Holmes. He just couldn't quite read the ball. Cleared his outstretched fingers. Oh, big tackle laid. Holding the ball there on Jack Preshaw. And they're away again, the Bombers. Cox Goodger measures the handball nicely now to Nicholas. Short kick, lead up Ahern, takes it. Handball to Chug, now back to Nicholas. And now back to Chug on centre wing. Has a bit of time to consider his next option. And that is Sulzberger, who comes up to the ball. From the spillage, Nicholas is there again. He's bundled over the boundary line. Be a throw in. 70 metres around from the Bombers' goal. Tony Webb, Holmes, it's Noah Holmes that is, looks like he's gone for the day.
Yeah, they just put a bit of ice there, strapping up the left thigh, as I said before. He came off and basically said, I'm done. And it was agreed down here that is the case.
Okay, that's a big blow going forward for the Clarence Roos, leading the RECT Player of the Year award, Noah Holmes. Paprotny, handball only as far as Bo Nash. Now Cox Goodyear, beautiful kick inside to Leary. Oh, is that a mark? Chewing paid umpire. Now he's got it. Now back to Cox Goodyear. Same spot as the last goal. Surely not. Cox Goodyear. Surely not. Oh my goodness, again. Oh, what a goal, Cox Goodyear. We have seen 4 of the best goals of the year here today at UTAS Stadium. And Cox Goodyear has kicked 2 goals from the 50-metre mark on the boundary, on his left foot admittedly, but just an unbelievable shot on goal. It's hard to describe for our listeners how good that was.
I've got nothing. You just get, what do you say to just absolute class like that, Dave? You called that one magnificently. It was a beautiful strike, but 4 of the best goals you'd ever want to see here today.
2 from Griffiths from the boundary line, 2 from Cox Goodyear, 1 from 55, 1 from 50 on the run. And they are just tearing the Roos apart in this last quarter. 11-11-77, 3-4-22, 55 the margin. We've still got, as I said, nearly 20 minutes to play here. And that's 3 goals in this last quarter to 1. And they've stretched the lead out now to nearly 10 goals. Here's Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport.
Lee, as all good ruckmen do, he knows he's got a massive advantage there against his Clarence opponent in Ryan, and just thumps that forward. Clarence going to come away with it though. Paprotny. Nice mark taken out here in front of us. Driven inside 50. Chopped off beautifully there by Theo Ives. Got himself into just the right position. Bryce L. Holmes will be having nightmares, I reckon, about Ives today on the trip home. Bombers maintain possession, looking to build again. Van Dam went to play on, lost the handle. Now he does play on. Goes long down the line in the Bales direction, who was front and centre, couldn't get his hands on it. This time he does. Griffiths actually comes away with it. Drives it forward. Thomas behind in the race for the ball. Ball bobbling around there in the centre. Clarence player pushed off it. Clarence got the numbers around it. They'll hold it up. There'll be a ball up there in the centre of the ground. They won't want to give up here, Dave. I mean, as we heard Peter Ryan say, he wants to do things the Clarence way. They want to hang in there, don't they?
Absolutely.
They won't want to get flogged, that's for sure.
From the ball up towards the boundary line. Chases on. Young Noonan there on debut. It's tackled to the ground. Another ball up. Got down to Chris Sayer when we get the next stoppage. He's got an observation of those 2 Cox Goodyear goals. As it's close to being out of bounds. Sulzberger keeps it in. Lee kicks it towards the boundary line. How does the umpire see that? Boundary throw in. Chris Sayer, how did you see those 2 beautiful goals from Cox Goodyear?
Just from ground level, they are impossible. Impossible goals. He's kicking against the wind from a dead pocket. The pocket they're supposed to not go into. How he does it is mind-boggling.
Unbelievable. Anyway, you might see those on 7 Tasmanian News tonight, I reckon.
Green's just come off. He's limping a little bit too,
Yeah,
Dave.
he saw after he kicked that goal early in the quarter, so might rub salt into the wounds if the Roos get key injuries out of this game. There's Lee, who's been Herculean today. Now back to Nicholas. It's been great on return. It's going to be close to the boundary line. Spills over now. A little bit of afters. Ahern and young Noonan. But another boundary throw in. So Mitch Nicholas did his hamstring a few weeks back in literally the last 30 seconds of the game. So maybe they might think about giving him a bit of a spell towards the end of the game as well to risk things. Harry Bales has a rest. From the boundary throw in. Falls now to Jack Preshaw. Kicks it up the wing. Evades Rainbird. Only as far as Bennett. Now to Avent. Stingall. Sulzberger's corralled. Gets a handball away somehow to Avent. Kicking up towards half forward. A nice mark to Ollie Preshaw. Good luck, Rob, doing the 3-2-1 today.
It's causing me angst.
I can see that. There's a kick now from Ollie Preshaw, has been one of the Roos' best. Gets it nicely to Keegan Ryan. Handball over the top to Jared Harper. They can build here, the Roos. Inside out, inside 50. But Ives will get there first. A bit of a tired fumble there as he sees the ball over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Umpires today done a pretty good job. Tom McEntee, Ollie Pye and Adam Hayes. So about a third of the ground in shade now. The early start, it really helps. Especially Hawks and Tigers supporters around me. And get back for Dusty's 300th. Out at Spills. Oh, nice that he'd done there from Davey on debut. He nearly kicks a goal. First goal on the TSL it would have been, not to be. Kicks it behind. 3-5-23 Clarence. North Launceston 11-11-77. Groove, just before I hand over to Robbie, what's some stats you got there for us?
Clarence 7 inside 50s to North Launceston 6. Clearances 5 for Clarence, 4 for North Launceston. Free kicks 5 to North Launceston, none for Clarence's quarter. But
Bombers just maintaining enormous pressure there. Clarence were looking to head inside 50, but just that swarming defence and that pressure there, and in that particular instance, Lockie Mitchell with a beautiful smother, forcing it out of bounds. Just in front of us here, just outside 50. Nearly 15 minutes gone here in the last quarter. Bombers a very comfortable lead, 11-11-77. Clarence 3-5-23. Lee, nice tap off there. Cox Goodyear running onto it. As I said, they've done that pretty well over the years. Ball sits there nicely, pumped back there by Bo Nash. Bobbling around, Stingle, he's been terrific today. Clarence trying to keep it in, but escorted over the line there, Dave.
Round the grounds, TSL.
Declan Chuck.
Sorry, round the grounds, TSL. Tigers 5-9-39 to Glenorchy 3-2-20, and a big lead now to Lauderdale, 11-5-71 to North Hobart 2-2-14. Bounty throw in. Front position Lee. Down to Stingle. Cox Goodyear. That tight handball again does wonders as they get a clearance through Sulzberger. Little tap on to Kerr from Griffiths. Jacob gets cleared as Jacob Kerr kicks towards goal. The bounce is not kind. Into the left goal post. So one behind. 11-12-78. 3-5-23. Jacob Kerr would have loved a goal there. Boy from Winnaleah. Out the back now, Cox Goodyear to Aganis. Handball to Stingleby under pressure. Gets hooked by the arm, but gets a handball free somehow. Now Al Holmes to Josh Green, who's back on the ground. Thought he might have been done for the day. And deflects out of bounds off Brad Cox Goodyear for a throw-in. 11-12-78, 3-5-23. Looking forward to next round for these two teams. Round 13 of the TSL. Clarence goes to KG5. And North Launceston will be at home to the Tigers. Of course, no games next week because of the state game up in Queensland. It's Tyson Hanslow now. Kicks it towards half forward. Ball taken by Harper. Nice little handball to Whitelaw. We'll find Josh Green. Josh Green for his third on the run. And he's kicked 3 goals here at Newtown Stadium as Josh Green. Pretty good performance for the Roos has been Josh Green. He's tried hard all day. And it's now 4-5-29 Clarence to North Launceston 11-12-78.
Yeah, he mustn't have been as bad as I thought, Dave. I actually thought that he'd tweaked something there. We saw he was a little bit sore after that last goal, but good to see he's okay to continue, which is terrific in the shadows of the post in this last quarter. But the Bombers are just still full of running, as we've said all game. Garnis has now gone into the ruck, giving Lee a well-deserved rest. I'd be putting him on ice for the rest of the game.
That's one of the few link-up plays that we've seen from Clarence today that's resulted in a goal like that. They had one earlier where Josh Green kicked his first goal.
Yes.
A nice kick from Oscar Paprotny, but those sort of passages of play have been few and far between.
Ball back in the centre. I say the two makeshift ruckmen. Clarence player wins that one, comes away there. Cox Goodyear, he's been really good this last quarter. Sits for Nicholas, it doesn't. Sulzberger goes back inside. Quick hands, beautifully chopped off there by Clarence. They're looking to set something up here again. Paprotny goes inboard. Nice kick in the direction there of Bryce Alholmes. He hasn't had a lot of that service today. Alholmes goes further afield in the green direction. Boom! Mitchell Sends that one out. Just great desperation there. We've talked about that through the game, haven't we, Dave? That desperation in that back half of the Bombers.
Just North Launceston, over those successful years they've had since 2014, have always had a very strong back six. And they're Form 1 again. They work very well together, very well drilled. So boundary throw in. Deep in attack for Clarence. Still about another 15 minutes of play left in this game. Sorry, 12 minutes. Looked at the wrong clock. Is Cox Goodger now right on the boundary line. Kicks up the wing. A nice mark to Harry Fisher. Might get 50 there. No. Umpire says it's okay. So he goes sideways to Fisher. Protney's got it. He goes, switches the ball to half back. James Beerley. Bills is the call. He goes to half forward by foot. Nice roving there off the pack. Kick inside 50. Getting there is Holmes. Dispossessed. Now it's with Bales. To Bennett. He's got Ives in the goal square, but he handballs up the line. There towards Bailey Mitchell. His kicks pinpoint accuracy to Nicholas. Releases by hand now to Nash. Nash gives it to Van Dam. Van Dam to Sam Simpson. He takes a bounce. Brave. Gets away from his opponent. Gets a good block. Simpson inside 50. Carries the contest close to goal. But well done there. Jack Dolliver, I think, getting back in defence. Saving the day there for the Roos. 11-13-79. Clarence 4-5-29. Margin out to 50 points. Keegan Wiley with the ball. About to roost it back into play for Clarence.
Finds a player in Borsboom. Marks in front of Thomas. Borsboom by foot. Heads back inboard. Nice mark taken there by Jack Preshaw. The next kick's going to be trouble. Oh no, it's okay. He's had someone work for him. Oscar Proprotny. They just have had trouble getting the ball out of their back line today, that pressure that the Bombers have applied. It's up straight down the line and punched away there from Mitch Rainbird. Desperation of the Bombers players we've talked about all day. It just hasn't been Clarence's day as far as that goes. They've just been a class above today, North Launceston. Certainly plenty of positives for Clarence to take away, though. There's just been, and I'll talk about that, Dave, when I go through the best players later. They've had players that have faded in and out of the game today rather than being full-quarter players. That sits there for Rainbird. He's tackled, all held up. Late stages of this game. 21 and a half minutes gone. North Launceston 13-79. Clarence 4-5-29. Taken away there by the Roos. Nicholas, the Bombers, chops it off. Cox Goodyer heads inboard. Beautiful
Great
pass.
kick.
Sulzberger on the lead. Leary drops what he should have taken. He makes it easy look hard sometimes, doesn't he, Leary? Like he should have taken that.
What about that kick from Cox Goodyer to Sulzberger?
Oh,
that was just incredible.
It was, and we were right behind that too.
Absolutely. I think, he's just about playing his best career. I know it's hard to say for a man who's been so brilliant over a long period of time, but, and I mention it every week, I know, but just that he's lost the burden of coaching and he just has to think about playing the game.
Yep.
And he's got him, he's injury-free. He's carried a few over the last couple of years and he's just playing great footy. Here's Leary now, tries to get through the pack, gets it to Cox Goodyer. This time the miracle goal doesn't happen as he kicks it into the grandstand, out of bounds on the full.
I think one of the things you've got to do, Dave, and we see it, don't we, at all levels of football, to maintain the longevity of your players, is just change their roles as they go through, and he does that. He's your luxury, isn't he, at the moment, with how they can play him.
He's 31, so he's probably got another 2 to 3 years of top-level footy in him. Carries over the back. Jackie Avent kicks to half forward. Jacob Kerr's got it. Tries to shrug a tackle. Tries to shrug a second tackle. Somehow gets it free. Clarence will clear it here. For how long, that's the question, as it comes back to Sulzberger. Back now to Bales. Little chip kick towards Ahern. Can't take the mark. Shovels it in front of him. Hands low. Does well and gets it to Glover for Clarence. 45 kick. Searching kick here, looking for Al Holmes. Takes it on the wing. Measures the kick nicely here. But getting in the way there was Lockie Mitchell. Taps it to Ives. Runs away with it to Cox Goodger. Takes the bounce bravely. He had 3 Roos surrounding him. He gets it back again from Ahern. Shrugs another tackle. Inside 50. Bouncing ball. Tapped there by Chug. Cox Goodger just... I'm running out of superlatives, Dave Gruber. Give me some stats.
Inside 50s North Launceston 12, 10 for Clarence. Clearances 9 for North Launceston, 7 for Clarence this quarter.
Okay. Marks inside 50 is the one this quarter, Groups.
It's the one by Clarence.
As a man Shannon lets fly. This is to the near side.
Bulldogs fans are going to be happy. Dave Moore, 13.987. Fremantle Dockers 5.535. 10 minutes into the third term.
They've been stuck on that 5.535 for a long period of time. I picked the Dogs in the tipping, so I'm happy.
I'm not. I tipped the Dockers.
Yeah, to me, it was the tough game of the round. Sorry, I picked Hawks against Tigers, which was also a bit of a toughie. As from half-back, Tyson Hanslow finds the skipper James Holmes. From half-back, kicks to the wing, and nice mark to Harry Bales. Gee, we haven't got the stats available, but he'd have to be over 30 possessions easily. There's another man who's knocked up getting it, and that's Michael Stingle. To Jack Avent. Has support there from Ives. He goes wide. So how they set this up? Searching kick. Can't find the chest there of man Shannon. Ollie Preshaw, chip kick to the wing. Al Holmes just happy to see it over. Tired looking Bryce Holmes there. They've been outclassed today. Have the Roos. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 1311 at 61. Rob Soward.
Shadows of the post here. Clarence will be looking forward to this siren, I'd suggest. It's been a dominant display from North Launceston. The Garners takes that one out of the air, bobbles it around, spills it in the finish. Clarence come away. Rainbird caught. Thought it might have been holding the ball. Umpire says no. Stingle, who's been in everything, he's there. He's in everything again. He's gathered it. Beautiful handball off the Chug. Goes in the Cox Goodger. I lost that player there for a second. I thought it was Cox Goodger. It was Sulzberger. He's picked out Harvey Griffiths on the lead. So we'll see what he's got up his sleeve here. Harvey Griffiths, you'd probably say, Dave, on his form today, this is probably too easy for him, this one.
You're right behind this one. While you're looking down there, it was Bo Nash who got the ball to Griffiths, and he's been a bit quiet today, but he's been a really good pick-up from Devonport as Bo Nash.
Yeah, he has. We've seen him in a few games, hasn't he? He's been very lively. Griffiths, around about 30 metres out, runs around and works it a bit harder than it needed to. But that's okay. That's going to be goal number 4 for Harvey Griffiths. We're sort of just a bit ho-hum on that one, but he made that one look a bit harder than it was. But
goal number 4 in game number 50.
Yeah, he's been terrific for them, hasn't he? They've, the stuff they've done this year too. We talked about it earlier with Ives going back and Griffiths now.
Chug going forward.
Roaming that forward line. He's had a great day today, and I'm sure he'll have a celebratory soft drink tonight to celebrate that 50th, and I'm sure, Dave, they'll be talking about those 2 magnificent goals.
38 goals now for the season, Rob Soward, so he's really lengthened that lead. And he's a sort of player, I mean, if we had our VFL side next year, he'd be the sort of player that just could be that late bloomer. You never know.
No,
he's still got a fair bit of footy left in him, there's no doubt about it. It was Aganis is slung now. He's holding his lower leg. Doesn't look great for Tony Aganis. He's not getting up in a hurry. Up here towards Thomas, who takes a strong mark from the youngster. The 16-year-old, kick 2 today. Centering kick. Looking here, man, Shannon. It's knocked away from him. The dangerous Leary's got it. Tries to get it to Cox Goodger, had a player on his back. And we've still got Tony Aganis down in the middle of the ground. And this doesn't look good at all.
Called for the stretcher.
I felt like he was holding his lower leg.
Yeah, he must have fallen really awkwardly there. I mean, the good thing is he's got, whilst he's down, he's got his lower left leg up, so I'm not sure what he's done.
Let's look at we've got the siren there, which is probably a good thing for Tony Aganis, so he can get lots of treatment without the play going on around him. But that's the end of the game here at UTAS Stadium. And a strong win, convincing win to North Launceston, 12-14-86. They have defeated Clarence 4-5-29. So 4 goals, 4 in the last quarter there to the Bombers. 1 goal, 1 to Clarence. Still some concern there for Tony Aganis. So the stretcher is out, and sort of a flat way of ending the game, Rob, when you see an awful injury there. It just came down awkwardly from that ruck contest and just clutched at his left, I think it was his left leg straight away.
Yeah,
that's usually a bad sign.
It is. I mean, best wishes to him going forward, and you know what a time to do it. I mean, 90 seconds before the end of the game. So hopefully he's okay. He's been a really good recruit for them in terms of what he's been able to do up forward, but also giving Lee that chop out and letting him have a spell. You can notice here as we're sitting behind the players as they're doing their handshakes and follow-throughs, Dave. Noah Holmes limping as he goes there. Yep. Josh Green limping. So be interesting to see how they pull up. But our best wishes obviously for Tony Aganis, and hoping he's okay.
Players shaking hands. Game played in a pretty good spirit, Rob. We didn't sort of have too many untoward moments. So well done to both teams in that regard. Now Chris Sayers just trying to get an interview with Harvey Griffiths. Understandably, all the players are around Tony Aganis at the moment. Just wishing him the best. So just slightly awkward finish to the game. But we came here today. I expected a closer contest than last time, I have to be honest, Rob, with that 45-point win. But if anything, the Bombers were more convincing, Dave Gruby, I thought, than when we saw them last time.
Yeah, they just keep improving, don't they, week on, week out. And
absolutely.
It's very hard to stop.
We've got the interview now, down with Chris Sayer and Harvey Griffiths.
Yeah, with Harvey Griffiths, mate, that was a pretty emphatic win. 4 goals against side number 2. How do you feel?
Oh, it's an unreal feeling, just to really put our name at the top and just say we're the best team in the state.
And you kicked 4 goals in that game, a couple from the boundary. How do you do that?
Oh, it's just been doing it since juniors, really. Practice it all the time, and yeah, I just love it. Love being a forward, love kicking goals. So
I wonder if it's anything to do with the blue boots. Do they help?
Oh, everyone loves the blue boots. I can't say they help, but can't say they don't help.
What are you going to do next week for your week off? What's planned for the side and for you?
Not too sure yet. We'll have a look at training loads, sort of thing, just to really manage our players. Like, we want to stay at the top and make sure everyone's healthy. So just take it week by week, I guess.
Congratulations on your 50 games. You've really settled into this side, haven't you?
Yeah, finally found my feet. Sort of tried as a midfielder. That's where I played a lot of senior football, and then just found myself on the forward line and really found my feet and going well. Yeah.
Well, look, good luck for the rest of the year. Thanks for the chat and well done today.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Chris Sayer, down there with Harvey Griffiths, who kicked 4 today. It was one of the Bombers' better players. 2 of the best goals you'll ever see. In fact, we saw 4 of the best goals you'd ever see here today. 2 from Griffiths and 2 from Cox Goodyear. A game of high quality, no doubt about it. Well, Rob, what can we say about that? That was just a dominant performance. But, Griffiths, we haven't got the stats yet, have we?
No, we can quickly
So
run through
we better
those.
get those while Rob decides he's 3-2-1. I think he already has, so he's just sitting there contented. But you're trying to change your mind while Rob does the stats.
We'll give him another minute to think about it. Hit-outs, North Launceston 51 to Clarence 41. Clearances 49 for North Launceston, 34 for Clarence. Inside 50s, North Launceston 50 to Clarence's 35. Marks inside 50, 6 for North Launceston, 5 for Clarence. Intercept marks 15 for North Launceston, 9 for Clarence. And free kicks pretty even, 23 for North Launceston and 20 for Clarence.
Okay, yeah, interesting stat there. We've talked it a lot about today, so I won't go on about the marks inside 50. But just that swirly breeze made it very difficult. And a lot of the goals were opportunist snap goals rather than your traditional lead-up mark goals.
Yeah, they were, Dave, and you'd certainly say the Bombers made the most of their opportunities. They've got those players up there, haven't they? Like, the Learys. I mean, they create something out of nothing. Griffiths today from just impossible angles. I mean, those great goals Cox Goodyear kicked, but they've just had those ability to craft those, and I'll lead that into the best players. I'm going to start with Clarence. One thing I said during the call, Clarence had contributors throughout the day, but they didn't all necessarily have 4-quarter contributors. The Clarence better players, I thought, for today. I thought Noah Holmes was really, really good. We talked about him carrying an injury later into the game. Ollie Preshaw again, he was busy. Jared Harper, Josh Green, Keegan Ryan, all made good contributions through the game, but it was the ability to try and deliver over 4 quarters, which the Bombers just didn't let them do. For North Launceston, yeah, look, it's been, you could throw a blanket over a number of their good players. I really liked Harvey Griffiths' efforts, and just to hear him after the game, what a humble young man, lots of practice. I'd suggest probably in his week off, given the magical efforts we saw today, he's probably practicing soaring people in half or something like that. I mean, he's just a magician at times with the ball. Blade Sulzberger I thought was really, really good. Mitch Nicholas I thought was good today, coming back. Declan Chugg, he's just a class act. Oscar Van Dam, he's just into a really purple patch of form this season. Brad Cox-Goodyer, probably in the second half, I thought, was terrific. He kept those 2 magnificent goals, had a hand in some others. Alex Lee, that battle with Holmes was a really great one all day, which is then going to lead me into my 3-2-1. So Lee was probably a little unlucky. He never snuck into the votes there. He was played a really good game. But for the 3-2-1, Dave, I've given 1 vote to Michael Stingle. I thought Stingle's game was fantastic. His work at the coalface was terrific. He's a smart user of the ball, and you could see they were running a tag on him as well. You could see that when they were setting up. And
he covers so much territory, doesn't he? He's everywhere.
He does, and he reads the game so well. So 1 vote for him. I gave 2 votes for Fletcher Bennett. I thought his game today was terrific. Defenders often get overlooked when you're giving out votes. It can be, midfielders or whatever. But I thought he was really, really good today. Intercept marks, the way he sets the play up, reads the play so well, and his leadership he provides. I gave 3 votes to Harry Bales. I thought he probably, if I'm being really critical, he probably faded a little as the game went on. But I guess, we didn't count stats. He would have got over 30. He had a heap of it. He set a lot of it up. He probably ran out of steam. But I thought he was terrific. And he was particularly terrific to me, Dave, when the game was there to be won. When it was on the line. He helped set them up and set that up. So 1 vote Michael Stingle, 2 votes Fletcher Bennett, 3 votes Harry Bales.
Fantastic, Rob. I think they're great choices. And those backline players of North Launceston keep on impressing week after week. Well, that's about the end of our broadcast here today. It's time to give some thank yous. A lot of people involved in the broadcast as per usual. Thanks to you, Rob. Good to have you back on board after a few weeks off.
Great to be here.
I've been hearing you calling the soccer too. You do a great job with that as well.
Thank you. I'm looking for a Euro gig, but unfortunately didn't get a gig on the plane.
There you go. And Dave Gruber, who's Germany won convincingly last night.
Yeah. Good start.
5-1.
Neither one haven't been playing well for the last few years.
German heritage, David. So good work. Thanks for your efforts today again, Groups.
Yeah, no worries. No. Quick sort of pack up here and get home in time to celebrate the CJ's 50th game this afternoon.
I think that's what it's all about.
There might be another milestone there.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks to Tony Webb and Chris Sayer on the boundary. Great job as per usual. A big thank you here to Joe Deadman, who's on debut on the camera this afternoon. So those watching the stream, he did a great job. Fantastic. Thanks to Jess Wushner for being our half-time guest. Thanks to Chris Ball being in the studio, doing a great job for us. And we've got a big weekend coming up in a couple of weeks with 3 big broadcasts, so we're looking forward to that. Also, thanks to our sponsors, Elgas and Brew Coffee Hut. That's all from us here at Newcastle.
Knowledge.